Welcome to TCH Live. We are coming to you from Austin, Texas for another special evening of the VPIP game. I am Kyle Frisbee, joined by Uncle T as always. Uncle T, let us know what we got in store for tonight.
Well, we got the VPIP Survivor, which I just love. I love setting this thing up. I love the way it rolls out. For those of you that were with us with the last two iterations, it is crazy. So the goal is that you must have you cannot have the lowest VPIP or you get kicked off the island. So we'll kick off one of these players every hour, the one with the lowest VPIP. So that pushes the action. This is a 1-2 game. And so the person under the gun, because the blinds do not count against your VPIP, since they're mandatory, under the gun and everybody all the way to the button. If they don't get in the hand, they don't get credit for it. And as we saw the last time, in the last hour of elimination, it was up like 56, 57%.
Yeah, I think it was 56 or 58. I remember it was an even number, I guess. But the important part is that's a crazy high VPIP to be the lowest.
It is. I mean, almost everybody was the 80s.
Yeah, we had Optimize and Modelo were well into those 80 numbers. And so first, no limit hand. We got an ace high flop, pair of nines for Modelo. Good way to start things off. Actually outflops Manny with a dominated queen.
You didn't know how gangster he was, though. I appreciate that.
Manny will take a stab here, representing an ace, which would be reasonable for him to have. And Modelo lets it go.
First hand down, without an all-in, which is unusual.
Yeah, yeah. Get ready for a lot of all-ins. I wouldn't be too surprised if by hand 10 we've had 4 or 5 already.
Yeah, I think we had 5 out of the first 7 or 7 out of the first 9. Pretty crazy stuff.
Let us know in chat if you can hear the table sound. We're having maybe an issue or two on our side getting the table audio. As actually we are good there. So on to our second no limit hand. Got Modelo. He's the founder and mind behind the VPIP game. He's going to limp in there and keep his VPIP. She will raise he
That's
will
the top
raise it up.
range.
Yeah, a couple of 8s. Going to be a lot of multi-way pots tonight.
Oh, man, already?
Which hand do you like here, Uncle T?
You know, I'm rooting for Nia anyway. Naya, excuse me. I interviewed her before the live stream, and she is dedicated to busting these boys.
Yeah, she's a tough player.
She's the last 2 iterations we have. She was the first one voted off the island both times. So she's going to have to expand her range and get a little aggressive, or at least do a lot of pre-flop calling.
So we got an all-in from Nihat. Yeah. She just puts him in the middle and has the best unpaired hand, but obviously flipping with Manny. And Manny gets out of there. He's going to give her credit for potentially some bigger pairs.
All right, let's gamble. I'm just gambling. There you
go. One more to fold out, and
JoJo's
says no.
Sure.
Suited days.
Yeah, second hand, all in.
Just gambling.
Come on, give us the clean board.
Oh, and there's the 6.
Play as kings or something.
Oh,
right on the flop, and tough start for.
Well, the running it twice, so.
They'll go twice. She's pretty likely to take this one, although more outs for JoJo. That's not one of them. Chop it up.
Choppy, choppy. She didn't know she hated that first board, but she did.
Yeah, I don't know if you're really putting your opponent. JoJo's definitely not afraid to splash around in this game. I think he has a lot of fun with it, but not necessarily putting your opponent on ace-6 suited
Trying to be friendly.
in that spot. As it stands, Neha up $60 or so. JoJo also, along with Manny. Optimize had a wild night last VPIP game.
Yeah, Mr. Deuce 5.
Yeah, won a 3-way all in with Deuce 5, all in preflop, that is. Scooping queens and another hand, I forgot.
Yeah, another pair if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was quite the suck out.
I was going to rebuy again. It's suited.
So hand number 3.
For the
We'll be updating the VPIPs periodically here, so up the T at the end of each hour, we vote off the lowest VPIP. We'll do it hourly?
Yes.
Voting off the... yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know if you were asking.
We're going to put you on the map.
Just confirm.
I was just sitting here nodding my head like a bobblehead.
Oh, wow. Neha,
Oh, look at her. Just
couple of kings.
Well, this is going to be
very,
better
very
off
aggressive.
for than the ace
like the
check
style.
turned out to be. Hey, what up, 18? We're going to have fun tonight.
Over 3 is like the worst way ever.
He raises to 30.
It's like I'm digging my own grave.
Amit is going to make the call.
Amit. Amit, he tells me.
All right.
I do. That's what I'm saying.
Neha
better.
and Amit.
Dello in there with Jack
That's what I'm
3.
saying. I just
Oh, yeah.
Truly. Blocking yourself.
Neha in a great position.
Oh. She's
Not-
going to hate that ace.
The
What is
flop.
it with
She's
ace
looking
or
for it.
kings? It always
Well,
flops.
it goes to the person
So
who wins,
irritating.
With the first board. So you want the first board, so you get it.
It's going to be hard for her to know she's ahead, especially
I'm
with
putting
this
it in the pot.
He's preemptive. He's over his skis over here.
Yeah, I feel
Still exactly a little lag in the action here, but it's
That's it. Thank you very much. You know.
So Neha, she's going to go ahead and bet out, not afraid of the ace.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, these are actually called. These are actually Panthers because they're larger than nuggets.
And Amit calling with middle pair.
Dino nuggets over there.
Neha's not going to love being
Yes.
called there, but in fact, still well ahead.
should probably check this one back.
Yeah, I would
So
definitely.
many times her opponent has an ace here.
She agrees. Check, check to a river.
Boink! Boink!
That's going to be a set of kings, only losing to Jack 10.
That's one thing you got to think about in this game. They're so, I mean, every hand's in play. You couldn't imagine?
Yeah, that's true.
That's it?
Right.
That's all you got?
It would be hard to be in this game and not be worried about just about every two-player combo, every hand.
I asked her, I said, you're playing with a bunch of guys that look like they're sitting around a campfire at the park having a beer. And you dressed to the nines.
Yeah,
She came in for the interview. She always dresses nicely, don't get me wrong.
she does.
She just looks amazing tonight. I said, is this an intimidation thing? She goes, oh, yes, I want to intimidate them.
Yeah, she looks like she's ready for like a business meeting typically. She
Yeah.
means business at the table, I
I
guess.
honestly, having stood next to the dress when I interview her, she looks like she's ready to go down the red carpet. So, and you can't say that about the rest of the boys. As we look at a man in a fish cap with a wad of food in his mouth, I'm sure chicken, as he always gets. Optimized with his obligatory first 10-hand meal.
Yeah, he got paid off quite a bit with suited connector, one gap.
Since I know, I slow the play down. Slow the hour down. Number of hands.
I told her when we play cash together, which is fairly infrequently, but we have many times,
Nice pass.
I said, you're intimidating. Because has nothing to do with obviously your gender or the way you look.
I mean,
You just don't make mistakes.
he's doing commentary.
Yeah.
He
She
wants
Yeah,
just
she-
kind of smiled at me. Yeah, she's a very studious player. Top for her this time.
Yeah, bottom pair for optimize.
Yes, I mean, nice river there.
They getting
No two-time.
really good hands to start with and then hitting.
After that, you won't forget.
Yeah, optimize is going to bet here when check to this pair of fours and see what Neha wants to do.
No one's gonna do better than you. So.
Got a call here. Let's see if she decides to take the action away from him.
She might even. I wouldn't be terribly surprised if she rips it, but
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is the 5 deuce winner from last stream, so she's well aware of what, especially what Optimize can do in position.
just flats. Manny, not a whole lot of reason to continue.
I don't mind at all.
I'm swinging Sue left my tab. Okay. No rush. Can I put in?
He'll let it go.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So we're heads up. Nehan optimized to a turn, and that's going to be trip fours for optimize. Neha suddenly in terrible shape. She's going to bet out about half her stack, and optimize just pretty much insta rips
that's
it.
all of it for him. He's going to show her the bad news. Yeah, she's
Sure.
oh,
Twice.
Not a whole lot else she could have
just a
done
10
there.
can save her. Actually, the 10 will give her a boat. She gets ace 10, which is unfortunate.
Just a 10 and no such luck. So optimize.
563. That is a painful hand, but certainly understandable. Unfortunately, with this game, you just can't put your opponent on any range of hand.
Yeah, I mean, if you flop top in this game, you sort of just have to close your eyes and hang on for dear life.
Yeah,
gonna
it
be
really is the case.
Pretty tough to, you know, obviously optimize pretty lucky there, but that's exactly what he was trying to do by just calling, or by, excuse me, semi-bluffing there with bottom pair. Knew he might just win it right there or improve as he did, and that'll get him up over 1K and a profit of 563. See the stack sizes and profit loss across the bottom of your screen between hands.
Yeah,
Be with you guys until 10 o'clock Central if you're from Austin, Texas. Hop in the chat if you haven't already. See a couple folks chiming in. I am Kyle Frisbee once again, joined by Uncle T, Tom Gardner. Here in the booth. Got our VPIP special game, so this motivates an incredible amount of action. The player with the lowest VPIP at the end of each hour must leave the table and be replaced by a list of players itching to get in this game.
You just basically have to pray that I have.
I believe it was optimized in this technically 1-2 with the force bet straddle-ish. He got up over 3K at this blind level. Shows how big these pots can get.
I was.
Got a whole bunch of calls for 20 bucks.
Thank you.
Of course.
We got
Modelo's playing the optimize.
we got contact.
No,
Hey, guess what, guys? It's Burger's first time.
Yeah, 5 deuce off. I think it was also black card last time. Does flop a gut shot, actually. Needs a 3.
Bruno's got a 6, and that's about it.
Yeah, nobody.
I don't see a 4, and I don't see a 10.
Yeah,
Who needs them, right?
nobody with diamonds. I can conjure up a backdoor straight draw with the king jack.
This looks like water, but it's
Still a long way to go.
That's a lot of conjuring.
It's like optimize eating healthy with like avocado toast there.
Is it?
See on his
Usually
diet?
eats the chicken.
it's not even a stick brag.
Yeah, that's chicken and
Still got
broccoli.
Oh, that is chicken. Okay.
But whatever.
Yeah.
You're helping me out.
Got a bet and a call. Another
Diamonds.
diamond on the turn.
Nobody decides to leverage it. And we'll try trips for Bruno.
Yeah, and Modelo, unfortunately for him,
And
is
he's doing
gonna
exactly
jam.
what Neo did, unfortunately. He just tried to still call bluff.
Father deuce 5.
Well, another big hand.
No, there's a river issue.
$400.
Well, guys, it started off. The first two hands were a little slow. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I actually interviewed Berger tonight, and I asked him. I said, "What do you think of tonight? What do you think is going to be the lowest, highest VPIP, or the highest,
Real
lowest
rich. I like that,
VPIP
Papa.
for somebody to get kicked off?" And we were talking about that. I said, "Do you expect the same action we've seen before?" He goes, "Oh yeah, everybody's starting to get the real feel of it now."
Yeah.
And I also asked Poppy. I said, "You know, Texas invented Hold'em. Texas invented bomb pods. Now Texas has invented VPIP Survivor.
Yeah.
Is this the next fad?"
I mean, it certainly drives more action than just the knit game.
Yeah.
Because you're never done with the game. When you lose your marker,
You took my
and the
play.
knit game is great. It has served a great purpose since it kind of became popular a few years ago. But yeah,
Well, you don't need software for the other two, so I think it's those two are safe, especially bomb pods sweeping the nation
That's
and showing
true.
up in the big tournaments, and you know. But as far as live streams, I think this is just a lot of fun. You do kind of have to line up your next players a little bit because you're going to kick some people off the island. But you know, like our Texas versus Texas A&M game, nobody wants to be the sucker wearing the hat.
I know the feeling, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I keep reminding you of that. You need to just not tell anybody
Yeah.
who was wearing the hat.
Well, I feel like I'm being disingenuous if I don't
If you
call
don't
myself
own it.
out. Does Manny have the highest VPIP in poker history?
You know, I will call Guinness and find out.
Yeah,
See the world record. Minimum 2 sessions. But yeah, that's like the what they say about quarterbacks. Minimum 80 passes thrown.
I would be more interested in who's had the highest VPIP in a winning session.
Yeah, I would too. Well, in this game,
That's-
it's going to be pretty high.
That's the key.
So a lead out here with King for. Well, Manny's actually not. It's Amit that's got the King. So Manny's just leading.
Just taking a
Air.
stab.
Yeah,
Not usually advisable multi-way. With no
especially
real
in the big blind.
draws. Yeah.
Early in the sequence.
See how this materializes, though. Queen of spades on the turn.
Cheers, brother. You're an old fashioned?
No King for Amit.
Yeah, still way ahead. He's got a
Texas Hold'em. It's like one of their signature drinks.
big
It's
pot,
like an old
very
fashioned.
small stack. Oh, wait, his
Their version.
stack size is incorrect. He's got almost 400 left in front of him. So he must have added on.
Yep, shovel Rudy. And of course, Manny's going to have to fold. Give a little Manny time. I like that hoodie zipper outfit.
Yeah, it's
Of course, Manny always
Flashy.
looks good.
yeah, Manny, sharp dresser in the poker room. I can appreciate it.
So, we've had some good hands for a 1-2 game. This has been actiony, and it's been pretty good size.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a few stacks crack 2K for sure if history is any indication.
Dude, I'm telling you, because they're going to get all nitty. They're going to get all
All right, guys, I'm going to have the for you.
Hey, to get some
Lowest, highest, lowest. Go ahead.
Gotta get them to take some risk.
Seat 6, our highest, 83.
Scrolling.
Seat 7,
Got Burger in the 2 seat. I have to say, I'm a bit curious if that's actually just his last name because I grew up with some burgers in my neck of the woods.
So, do you know the story? I'm going to tell this later when we have a few more people join the chat as well. Do you know the story of how the Button Burger got its name?
I do. This
Tell
is a random fun fact that I know. It was a guy that started doing it, and it.
We have 30 more minutes? 30 more minutes?
Oh, he's the one that did it. Oh wow!
I just
Learning
pointed at
something
the
in
guy
real
in seat
time.
2.
I thought it would have maybe started before his lifetime. I just knew that it was a guy with the last name Burger started it.
He said everybody thinks it started before I started it, but that was the Mississippi Straddle, which is a button straddle. He said fact of the matter is, he said, I started the burger
It goes
as
to
a
the dealer.
Mississippi straddle, but it was supposed to go to the winner of the hand. So they said, no, it affects the action too much. We really don't have a Mississippi straddle. You can't do an award of a hand, that's outside of the betting and blah, 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 the rules. And he said, fine, we'll just make sure the dealer gets it every time. And so
that's how the
burger,
burger
now
was
that's
born?
the story he tells. I want the chat to call truth or bullshit.
Well, it's a good story so far. It makes sense. I had completely independently heard that story and was not told it was anyone local. So
Well, Optimize said it's true. Of course, I don't know whether he's any more credible than Burger, but
You guys need any of these cards? Or you guys
well, we got a 3 and a 4 bet with 7 high and 9 high, and then Bruno's all in with a couple of ladies. It covers Gojo and me.
yeah, Bruno's like, play with this.
Yeah, I think he's reasonably happy just to take down that dead money.
Of course. And you got to kind of do that because you let 2 or 3 people into a hand with a big pair, you are really vulnerable. We talk about that with aces all the time.
Yeah, you got to scoop up the dead money when you can in a game like this, because if you fall in the trap of making a lot of flat calls to keep your VPIP, you're going 4, 5, 6 ways to a flop. It's really hard to not just bleed away pretty quickly playing in that fashion. So I like to jam.
The discipline and control is unbelievable.
That will win Bruno the pot.
Unbelievable. As good as it gets. Queens in the book?
Nice hand for the man in seat 1.
At the minimum.
Hey, he has 9-10, 9-10 suited, 9-10 suited. 9-10 suited.
Everybody getting on the
I
folder,
was doing the same thing.
estimating that at best it's 9 suited. They're giving him too much credit.
Dan, is it good hand? The net button?
Well, between hands here, I'd be remiss if we didn't recognize the current reigning PLO champion of Texas Card House, Uncle T. He wasn't going to tell y'all. I'll tell y'all for him how to feel to win the PLO tournament last night.
It was an ICM.
Raising the
I'm embarrassed. I shouldn't. I'm not telling you anything. I usually do that to you. You tell me something, and then I expose you on that.
For a second, I was like, did he hear me? Did he hear my question?
I was trying to think of
You
something
were
clever.
deep in thought.
I was going to say something really clever, and I thought, no, let's let Kyle have his moment because I'm always trapping him, and he traps me. Yeah, it was fun. That was great. Got done awful late, but actually very close at ICM at the end. I think Michelle, my buddy, was like ready to go home. And I said, dude, I'm not doing anything but ICM. But
Not mine.
Oh, yeah, the no, let's play for scraps and be here another hour.
Yeah, no.
No, thank you either.
If you want to not play it out,
Not much
then
more. Thank you.
Joe.
it is hard to play
Let's get 'em,
PLO
boys.
heads up.
Because
You just end up playing every hand, and then the boards are half hit you and half don't. You're really not able to maneuver with each other very well. So you can't. It's hard to set traps.
Checks.
I don't know. Maybe some people could do it, but to me, it's not like Hold'em.
we got a 3-way all in that just came out of nowhere. So JoJo, Amit, and Modelo are going to see at least one board here.
With a 3 deuce, with the dirty diaper. He wants to. I asked Berger, what's going to be the worst hand that goes all in tonight?
If he can win
It's
with
the
just a
deuce.
3, that would be pretty spectacular. We've seen at least as crazy with Optimize winning that 3-way all in last week, or last VPIP game, I should say. Dan and Buck getting
I have
all
a
the
lot of
side
heart.
pots sorted out.
In my chest, I have a
One
lot
of the
of
great dealers here at TCH Austin.
I'm already winning? Oh, wow. Look at this.
Who's in the main one? Who's in the?
Modelo Poppy with all
I'll have
the
one,
equity.
I'll have one.
Obviously, with
As long as I get that
the
one, that's all that matters.
Big ballers get the $60 pop.
2 a flop, 4-4-9, couple of hearts for Modelo.
deuces. Counterfeit.
Flush gets there.
The flush, even if the flush hadn't got there, complete counterfeit.
Yeah, that would have been brutal for
You'll see the
JoJo.
stream.
The flop is as good as it gets.
All right, look here. There you go.
As played though, Modelo. Take that one down with his ace.
Slow
king
realize.
suited.
Slow realize. No slow roll.
What size how was it? 900 plus in that hand? Wow.
I was like, you just felt the joint, bro.
You guys are bad people.
Well, we know a meat came to play.
Where's this?
Yeah.
This
All
one
we
might
do
be
is
yours.
decipher.
I wasn't trying to. I don't know where the one came from. Oh, okay, yeah. Look.
Hey, guys, you get knocked out first. I got $1
Well, folks, we are in hand 9, and I would say 6 of those hands we've had it all in.
9 cents.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I think the first couple we didn't, and we may have done it, maybe 7. May have only been those first 2. Well, this is coming up as hand 9, so yeah, that makes sense. So 6 out of the 8.
Yeah, a lot of all-ins
Yeah, I
until the
mean,
players
we're-
get deeper with the rebuys.
Dude, stop
See JoJo adding on.
I'd like to welcome all of you who have joined us in the chat. Chat with us and chat often. Yo-Yo Turkey North Coast, TCH Live. You know, 18, I'm a boomer. You have to explain everything about that city.
Yeah, you did.
But comment with us. We are doing the VPIP VPIP Survivor, hosted by Adam Modelo Poppy. In seat 6 is our game host tonight.
So meat just folds. He could have just limped for 5 and kept his VPIP. So we'll see if that ends up biting him. We're getting close to the end of the first hour. Neha with a very playable ace-10 offsuit. Make a raise.
Here come the trips.
Why not?
JoJo with a very, very raisable hand, and he does. Looks like for 75.
From my life
And
here.
just rebought.
100.
I'm super salty.
And he's ready to defend the field.
She gives it up.
Had him on the ropes, and then he just caught it.
Yeah, Neha makes a good fold.
Oh no, it's the truth.
Yeah, Manny doesn't believe.
Yeah,
Nita
felt that
does
call coming.
optimize with
Optimizing there with
5-3.
Reaffirming? Oh, heart's good, he said. He said, heart's good, man.
We might as well not even change the burger button.
I got you, son.
Ship it.
Yeah.
to a flop.
He said, ship it.
Corona Poppy over there. He got it all figured out.
Ship it.
Jack 5-6.
Of course, optimizes the head. Oh no,
200,
sorry,
200.
Joe's
That's
got the second pair.
Top pair for JoJo, and he rips
Mailbox
it.
money either? You better get that mailbox money. I get
Just
residuals from
backdoor
mailbox.
diamonds,
It's the burger button
an
is a little
overcard
hot.
for Manny.
The cash flow.
He's out of there, and
While you real estate
Optimize
brokers,
wouldn't be. It wouldn't shock me if he called off 200 to win 750
Slow realize.
with bottom pair.
Well, he's scary because he always
Well, he
trips up.
Almost
trips up
getting
on the-
good
yeah.
enough odds
He's
for it
very
to make
optimal.
sense.
Of the situation.
land every optimized.
We'll let it go. Correct.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, wait, I didn't have 5-3 before.
He folded
It's a
bottom
nice
set
win
with
there
his-
for JoJo.
It's sticky.
Always nice to tack on some
Very
fresh
nice.
clips and
Oh, I should have called.
immediately
Didn't he show? Didn't he
almost
show
double them.
I did not.
Did you have a good hand?
Bottom set. fold
JoJo
was
now
good.
I had
is
ace
down
jack.
49
Ace
bucks
jack of
after that win.
spades.
Oh, wow.
Top.
Super good.
Yeah.
Trips coming up. Trips coming
Verification in. Hey, your verification in 20 minutes. I don't know what the.
While we take a moment, do want to remind everyone
I'm not
of
lying.
the summer series here at TCH Social starting July 15th through 28th.
I'm not gonna be around.
16 trophy events, over 600K in guarantees, and a player bonus structure for player of the series will win 10K out of a 25K prize pool
I know it's
for the
optimized.
top players based on a point system for the summer series. So a lot to look forward
I'm gonna have to do it every
to
time now.
here at TCH later this month.
I'm at it.
Back to the action.
You gonna play a lot of those?
I plan to play some of them. I
Not going for the player.
probably won't go. Yeah, that's a lot of grinding tournaments, but I love me some cash tables and an occasional tournament. But are you gonna fire away?
There are a couple of them that I will play. I like a big series because I get opportunities to play mixed games in tournaments. You know, so double board bomb pot. You know, some other things. I think there's a horse game.
But you know what? I think we moved some of the.
I really enjoy some of the games I don't get to play in a big setting very often.
You know, some of the most excited people I see in a poker room are the people who like to play some type
First
of
time I'm
mixed
checking.
game, and there actually is one going off.
Yeah.
They have deuce to seven.
Checker's gonna check.
What
Who's
table?
gonna bet?
Yeah, I went when
Who's gonna lose?
my buddy Will or somebody else notifies me we're going to have a mixed game. I am happy camper.
So got a bet by Manny with 4-3. He's got bottom pair
You ain't VPIP. Oh, yeah.
and a 3 kicker, if you can call a 3 a kicker.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Nut flush draw for optimize. Make the call, so heads up
That's incorporated.
to a turn. And the immediate nuts and actually an open-ended straight flush draw for optimize. You won't get the bottom end of it.
Yeah, but Manny can hit it with the 2.
Yeah, Manny also, yeah.
Yeah, he does have it.
The one outer, Manny looking for the deuce of hearts only. No such luck. Nice win there for optimize.
That's it? That's all you have?
Sometimes poker's easy. You just turn the nut flush,
Yeah.
get it all in.
It's a $5 karma. Don't think it's not. Don't think it's not.
Block the straight flush.
Optimize had a big night the last VPIP game we had, and he's coming out the gate strong tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe this is his zone of expertise here.
Yeah, and speaking of him, have to give him props again for last week's 5-5 game.
Yeah,
and
he owned that one too.
took a cooler with the nut flush versus Bones's straight flush. Was down $1,800 and finished the night up almost 3,000.
I know, that is
So,
just so insane.
It's a pretty fantastic turnaround.
I walked up there on the stage after the live stream and said, "What the
Yeah,
hell?"
yeah. You
dude?"
can raise in the dark. But you
Really?
can't straddle.
He goes, "Oh,
Yeah,
you know."
that's why I raised. I
He was
raised
totally
10.
no big deal about it.
Yeah.
Still an asshole whether you do it or not.
Yeah.
Modelo in there with 7 deuce off.
D9 raised by Nail.
Guys' stories are silly.
Yeah.
Neha's going to get called by Optimized Burger around to JoJo, weighing his options.
I call.
He will make the call.
I could beat a call. I could beat a raise. We got the same hand. Shit, sorry. All right, you throw me one, I'll throw you the other one. Hopefully we yeah, I know. I think we got a shot.
It's like Brad also makes the call, 8 with a suited ace, and
5 players.
5 ways to a flop.
Check in the dark.
Oh my god, what a play! This guy's outworking you guys. Like he's got like a fiddle
Ace 8
over
jack,
there. Like a
couple of
fiddle.
spades, nobody with
He
spades.
knows him so
Ace
well.
spade is
Hey,
Neha's
watch
hand.
his auto folds. Watch it.
Hey, watch me do this. Oh, he's in the hand.
Top pair for Brad and Burger. Likely headed toward a chop.
Hey, I know we joke around, but like, hey guys, watch this. Now it actually works.
I wanted you to throw me one of those cards that we were talking about.
Brad's going to bet out top pair, and Burger's just going to get away from top pair and a slightly better kicker. Brad will just take that down with a flop bet.
He's so good.
Nice hand for him.
As the table tightens up,
You'll see
what are the
it.
odds?
I've been losing it.
Yeah, I tell you what, this would be one of those games if you're card dead and you finally woke up with a monster and everybody just got out of your way. It'd be so disappointing.
He would be very, very disappointed
Yeah, it's okay if I
Might
give
and
even,
very unusual.
double burger. I'm
Yeah,
just
a
gonna
little
take this away.
tilted.
There you go. Is that cool? I mean,
Hey, it's
hey.
cool because you juiced it.
Yeah, I just juiced it up a little
It's
bit.
cool because you juiced it.
I needed some
You
ones.
did make
I
it a
needed-
burger, so it's a little insulting. But
Yeah,
keep
but
it a burger.
Fair enough. I mean,
Now I'm the hero for one, and you're not the.
well, I couldn't do that because I didn't have any ones.
Donovan says Modelo Poppy is my
Now I do.
poker spirit animal. Hey, he's a fun guy to play with. Probably a reasonable spirit animal to have. Mr. Adam.
Burger's my spirit entree.
Do love me a good burger. Speaking of burgers, here at TCH, do have great burgers though.
Oh my gosh. Don't talk. This is what you did to me last time. I think I was talking. You know, I tortured you with ordering food, or I did it to you, and now you're gonna. I am hungry. I did not have time to eat today, I did have a couple of carnivorous sausages this morning. They were a mix of a couple of wild animals and pork, and they were so good, but that was it.
It's funny, I had something similar. I had some dried jalapeno sausage.
Oh, wow.
I can get
Pretty good. So Neha has jammed trying to take down a bunch of dead money, and unfortunately JoJo's come over the top,
I mean,
smaller
I
pair,
still got rebuys. So.
and a meat has one of his
I'm
fours.
trying to protect my
So
VPIP. And my button.
I gotta get, yeah.
Well, I'm doing-
action
I'm
on
doing
a
it
meat,
for Dan.
he's
I'm
just
doing
got
it for Dan.
7-4 suited.
Randomize for
What
you?
an excuse.
Call.
Yeah, JoJo
And-
says he's going all in here just so Dan can get the
I'm
burger.
always look. I went to my therapist. My therapist said you should do this for yourself, and I've been.
Yeah, you also would be getting tough to do all this
Yeah.
math, but a whole lot to one.
Wow. Amit says sure.
7 high in a dream.
And she's like, this is so hard for H to call.
She's going to be
Okay,
so shocked
don't
when she sees
think-
she has.
Don't think normal thoughts. That's her enemy right now. This is not normal poker.
I can only win one.
Okay, one time.
175.
He said
Ripped it
one
He
time.
wants to know if she gets to run it twice.
You can definitely
JoJo immediately senses that's going to make her fold if he says no.
I'm wearing those.
No, it's fine. You're okay. Yes.
Dan, get the side pots ready.
No, by the way, I
Sounds like
always
we're
go
ripping
one
it
time.
once.
Like, this isn't 1,000. So I'm just trying to be nice. It's one time.
Confirm it?
Good.
She does make a call. Good for her. And she's clean. She's still
It's still
clean.
good.
Don't counterfeit her. Good. Eights, take it.
Nice win there for Neha.
no way.
She's learning. She's learning. She's learning.
Yeah, I would have felt good about the 8s if I were her when I put the money in, but after that action, I'm sure she's thrilled to see she has or had the best hand by a considerable amount.
Nice hand.
So Optimize up 842. Bruno up a good chunk, just under 500.
You know, I've got to stop doing this. So I typically write down
I think I might have
the top 5 hands of the night. And I'm on hand 13, and I've got 2 already, and I was about to write the 3rd one down. So I guess I'm going to have to wait and
Yeah.
be more selective.
But yeah, the top 5 will probably change a lot in the last 2 hours. Once
75.
My pad already looks like I've got some sort of, I don't know, like I'm riding in the back of a Humvee going across the desert at 80 miles an hour. So y'all tell me, what should my criteria be for a
That's a good
memorable
question.
hand in this game? Because
I mean, she
almost every one of them
she had the
is
best hand.
entertaining.
She won the main fight.
Yeah.
Dante in chat.
Dante,
How are you doing, sir?
who was playing the big mystery bounty today.
I almost
yeah?
played the board too.
At the World Series of Poker?
He sent us a text. Do you not read his texts?
Dante,
I read them immediately. Kyle, you're low priority.
I was being safe. I was driving. I'll get back to you, Dante.
This was
but
like
good
3
luck
hours,
out there.
3 hours ago.
It's
a long drive.
I don't think I hurt his feelings. Dante, you can let me know.
Yeah, he's pretty tough.
Here, that's what
He's never been happier about the
He's
burger.
used to your snubs.
Technically, he
Amit,
did come
ace
through.
queen.
Yeah,
He's going to put 100 out there.
Oh, that's much better than the last 5 hands he's played.
Yeah, bad news for Bruno. He's out kicked with ace jack, but
Look at beef purgatory, which is important.
it'd be pretty easy to start overvaluing a hand like ace jack in this game. It looks a little bit better than in a normal 1-2 game. See what Bruno wants to do. Doesn't look like he's ever considered folding, so he'll make the call. We'll be out of position as well. Amit on the button. 243 to a flop. King high. Rainbow. Everybody missing. I think Amit can probably just safely c-bet, and it's going to be tough for Bruno to continue on this board.
Blake,
He'll let it go. Nicely played by Amit.
Blake, you want to chip up? You want some blacks, or would you rather keep?
Always a nice feeling when you can
Sure,
play a
yeah.
hand like ace queen out of position, brick the flop, C-bet, take it right down. Poker seems a lot easier.
What do you want?
You want 3?
Up to you. I'm gonna. Yeah.
Dante
fine.
says Lottie is. Hi, Lottie.
What?
Yeah, we're
The
just
New
swapping.
York Knit.
Where are
the
y'all
Long
hanging out?
Island Lasher. The Ayatollah of Slow Rolla.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
A Lottie sighting.
It just looks more intimidating.
Lottie, I
Well,
do follow
you know what,
your
I better wait
updates
for
on Instagram. You should know that. Always rooting for you.
You can raise in the dark.
Lottie, I do not follow your updates on
Well,
Instagram because
I
I'm
don't
an
wanna
Instagram
get too
idiot.
Talk about
Ah,
it.
They
Didn't
tell
want
me
to
how I
because
can do
everybody
that.
was beeping.
I've asked people,
I
like,
want them to
I wonder
make
how
sure they
Lottie's
see it
doing.
lit.
You know, how's Lottie
Push
doing?
the button.
We got deep.
Yeah, when you click through Lottie's story during a tournament, usually it goes from, oh, double average stack, and then the next pane is, got ace queen, I guess I'll rebuy. I'm just kidding, Lottie.
You just want to wait.
We like to joke about your hate of ace.
That may be my most quoted person at the table when Ace King Queen loses. I always tell them, well, you know what? Well, Lottie says. And the thing is, I've said it so much, people will quote it back.
How many minutes left? Every 8
Good thing.
It is a very good thing.
That's
how I feel about
The
that.
low VPIP is that he's already doubled up 19 times.
Yeah, so he's
What's the biggest bounty out there?
Yeah, what mystery bounty? What is the biggest mystery? The largest
my
mystery?
wife's not home. I gotta take
Or
the
might
dog
just be a
out.
flat bounty. Optimize, couple of fives.
Yeah, you gotta play.
No, if you would have seen my cards, you would have
He will raise it up.
zero.
It's a fold out of JoJo.
Okay, Daddy.
Thank you,
Ella
Poppy. I
folds
appreciate
also.
you.
Daddy and Poppy.
Yeah, Daddy, Poppy, Papa, all of them.
Daddy Pop.
Manny in there with Jack 9. So 4 ways to a flop.
Hey, you can tell him no, I can't.
Big flop for Bruno. Top pair, second nut flush draw.
No, everything.
But optimize flops a set.
Wow. And he's got Bruno with 2 diamonds and a top pair.
Yeah, it's going to be
Wow.
tough for them not to
This
end
may
up.
be a little actiony.
Kind of polar opposite.
All depends on if Bruno thinks his king could be good now. And he is
Yeah,
going to go the aggressive route.
Yeah. He's like, you're gonna learn today.
He's like, I'm not going on Z-Card for 70K.
And optimize is just going to take a few seconds and rip it. I would be shocked at any other decision.
Yeah, there it goes. And he's got a big chunk. And
Insta call for
this is
Bruno.
going to be a huge $1,800 hand.
Come on, man. Twice is good.
But you see from the equities, this is not a done deal. That's a clean card, and that's a clean card. First board is going to optimize. That one is
We're
going.
out.
Oh, he
It's
had
there.
got the diamonds, but unfortunately,
Oh, yeah, the boat.
It's the boat.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Loaded up his king. It's a nice win. It's been all optimized,
All optimized all the time.
adding about 1K to his stack, so it didn't take him long to cross the 2K threshold. Not bad having well over 1,000 big blinds. It's a pretty deep stack, I would say.
Yeah, you buy into a $300 game and you got $2,300
When I grow up, I'm
in front
gonna
of
be just like
In
you.
15
Oh,
hands.
thanks, baby.
50 hands. I mean,
Dude, when you think, that's staggering.
we talked about this the first time out. It was amazing how the money just kind of ping-ponged back and forth across
Yeah.
the table. The last 2 times it has not done it. It's kind of all stuck in one spot.
Yeah, Optimize is making like $110 a hand. That's a pretty good clip.
No, we got it all in.
Well, Dante and Lottie are back at it. Good luck, fellas.
Yeah, good luck, gents.
$400, $400, 30% more.
Must have been having a break. It's what is that? Is that Las Vegas on Pacific or Mountain Time?
I think it's Pacific time.
Okay, so
Should
it's
know
5
that.
o'clock. There's 4. Yeah, 5 o'clock there. 7 o'clock here.
Quite a few Austin players making it to day 4 in the main event. Had San, who plays PLO here, decent amount. He was chip leader after day 2
There's no strap. There's no strap.
Of what? The main?
of the main event.
Wow.
Yeah. a few other folks as well.
Anybody I know?
I will pull up a name in a moment. I've only met him a couple times. We'll see if you'll recognize this gentleman. Ace Queen for a meet.
King Queen for Brad. So this is going to be a battle of the Broadways. Poppy gets out of the way with pretty good hand 9-8. And he's not going to play her 7-5 gapper.
All in.
You're like, I got credit for my 75 RV. Such a sick game.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, Optimize has got the kings. Why don't you just call it Optimize's night and he shoves it? He just decides these guys are going to be on the hook.
And
it's like he's got a sense here.
yeah, this is when we need in-game interviews.
Anyway,
I'd like to know. I like this jam by Optimize because he's going to entice a lot of players, especially in a game like this, to call him with middling pairs because this looks like Ace King a lot.
Well, it would in a normal game. I mean,
Yeah.
as much money as he's up, these guys may feel like this is just a bit of a bully shove.
Yeah, definitely looks like Ace King, and he'll get action from a meet dominating his Ace Queen. And wow, Optimized could be up to nearly 3K, over 3K. If Brad calls, he will let it go.
Hey, if it's not set, it's got to be king.
People do forget a meet not terribly behind, 36% equity.
It's two in a row.
Go like guys.
Yeah, he gets there.
Oh yeah.
Now, what do I say about kings? Well, a little
they're-
payback.
Yeah, just running it once.
Little payback there. The meat gets optimized with the ace. You know the worst thing about kings? You know, it's exactly what Lottie says. When
Yeah, club.
if you have ace queen,
Oh
you win. If
my
I have ace queen, you win.
Oh no!
You know,
Yeah.
I feel that way about kings. When I'm facing kings, they crush me. When I get
Yeah.
kings, I get an ace on every
You get
board.
this flop. Yeah.
Or I get this traded. You know. it's
I think
like,
the lesson we're
okay.
learning today though is if you're using last place, you're probably gonna win.
So I mean, books a good win, and he's still down for the night, as we'll see here as we run our numbers.
Give or take.
Actually, Amit had just went $24 in the green.
Here, you know what? Like I'll get you.
That's the other thing about this game. You can come back.
Yeah, we say it every week, but definitely in this one, you can go worst to first, and nobody really stuck much more than a buy-in or so.
That's the beauty of
Long
it.
way to go.
Who had the clubs, Chiefin? Who
Think
had the clubs?
Neha may have.
I thought she had 7-5 diamonds, but I can't remember
Friendly
for
game.
sure. That may have been the hand before. No, and he just makes a normal raise of $65.
This is how we have to raise.
Couple of
to get
fours
in.
for him. Over
Poppy's
to
going to play
Modelo.
this hand. He's like, sure. Poppy, you're going to get kicked off the island in your own game if you don't play it.
Yeah, he has folded free a couple times, which would have hurt his VPIP.
Yeah.
But he was in kind of tough spots where he's got a bet and a raise ahead of him, looking at junk. Over to Manny. He's out of there with 8 high. And Optimize has just been stacking people right and left with hands like this. 6-3 of hearts.
What the hell?
What the hell? Ah, Brad had the king, queen of clubs. Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Ah, you know what? Fuck it, whatever. Yeah, you know, just like advertising.
No joke in there, so
Why not?
5 ways.
331.
331.
You guys are so
Thanks for
sweet.
the-
Very
in the middle.
sweet people.
Remember, yeah, you're right.
So kind.
Juicer's gonna juice, you know.
2 hearts for Optimize.
Of course.
Top pair for Modelo. Also Bruno connecting.
Let's talk about your dreams, and I hope they all come true.
Bruno just rips it.
Yeah, this is the thing that I like about this game. So Optimize is going to have to make a call here before he gets there with no real chance of winning the hand except for hearts. You can't. I mean, he could get runner under 6 maybe, but Bruno and Poppy's gonna call here too. So he's gonna really wonder if one of them has. And he's going to ship it all in, so this is going to be a lot more expensive for Optimized to call. So this is what we call in South Texas a cojones check.
And yeah, and what Optimize is probably going through his head is, does somebody else have bigger hearts?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
he's gonna
he
think
lets
one
it
of the
go.
two of them.
I think it's a good fold.
It is a good fold, but this is a normal name. But good is bad. Is that a Huey Lewis song?
Going twice.
Yeah. First one to Modelo. There's a 6.
Ah, chop it up. 10-7.
Yeah, chop, chop.
Yep. 2 pair for
Yeah, pretty
Bruno
lucky
and-
river there on the
Yep.
second board for Bruno.
Great job by Dan of making it easier for us visually. I always brag about these dealers. They do such a great job. I mean,
Nobody
this-
rooting harder for
5
no
people out
hearts
there.
than Optimize there.
No, he
Like
really
folding
didn't
a
want to
draw.
see it. Yeah, he really didn't.
My hit good.
And there are a lot of times when there's all ins in a tournament. I did that several times last night. Please don't throw a club out there. Please don't throw a 7 out there. I don't want to see
By the
that.
way, unfortunately, if I had cards like that too, I'd be calling.
It's just natural that you see that a couple of times, and it starts to affect your game. Now, I'm sure if I was Scary Terry or if I was, KY or somebody like that, it wouldn't affect my game. But I'm Irish, so that's never going to happen.
Actually, I think it's sometimes hard to not be so uptight inside of yourself in a tough spot in a poker hand that actually it's helped me, I think, a bit. And I suppose this isn't super
No, he's
helpful
saying he's
for
trying to
those
make something
listening,
up.
but sometimes I have to say,
Unfortunately, you
what
can't.
would I say he should do if I was commentating this? Just do that.
I'm too good.
So it kind of takes your emotions out of it. Yeah.
His VP, talk about VP.
As we get a visit from the producer.
Reflect anything on how he plays the game.
Always key to try to have a level emotions as much as you can during a poker session. Don't get too high or too low.
All right. Got a tinkle.
You guys are all verified.
So Manny's going to raise up ace-9 off and get called in 3 spots. Pretty modest holdings for his opponents.
Do I still have a
Pair of 8s is going to be good for Burger on this jack-high flop.
Maxed out. I'm maxed out.
Burger will bet his middle pair and get a call from Poppy. Poppy has bottom pair, backdoor clubs.
magical turn?
Manny going to call him along as well. 10 of hearts on the turn. That's going to give Burger a flush draw to go with his pair of 8s. He thinks that's good enough to put the rest of his chips in, so he's all in. And Modelo has now made 2 pairs, so he will isolate and re-raise. Manny's picked up an open-ender. Also may think the ace could be an out, so see what he decides to do here. With 2 players in the pot already, obviously he's getting some pretty good odds on a call. But Modelo does have
Appreciate you.
613 additional behind, so if he calls 420,
I'll come around and give it to you. Yeah, no problem.
it's pretty much dead to improving on the river here. No real bluff opportunities.
It's a little sweeter than usual, but it's good. Yeah. That's why I'd rather buy it for a year. If you don't like it, then get something else. Yeah.
I like it better.
Good.
I'll get the next one.
Put it in the chat. Does he call or does he fold? And I believe this is a card funeral. He'll let it go.
Okay, good. As long as there's no hearts over there. Ready to run?
So Berger, 7 outs, looking for an 8 or a heart.
Are we ready to run now? No? Oh, yeah.
It gets there with the flush.
Well, I do have the best hand pre-flop. Full disclosure, right?
Tough river there for Modelo. Gets it in good.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Very nice putt for Mr. Berger.
Can you take
That was my guy. Prognostication of the W, 9-2, I will lean into.
Needed more money from you.
Hopefully that gives the man in the 2 seat a little momentum going forward. Sometimes just dragging your first decent pot
Yeah, get in
kind
there.
of frees you up a bit.
I would have broke even. I would have made money. I would have made $200. Would have made $200. Get in there. Don't be afraid.
Don't be cheap.
Don't be cheap.
Should be getting close to the first elimination. After the first hour, we will be letting go of the player with the lowest VPIP. In past versions of this game, we've had people in the 50s
Hey, crazy bullshit.
be voted off.
Confirmed.
Will be interesting to see those numbers in a moment.
Crazy bullshit confirmed.
It's too good.
Brad will raise it to 20 with King Jack and get a call from Modelo with a better king. Knee high in there, Manny folds. Manny may have to be careful about his VPIP.
My dreams come true. There's one
I learned to approach your dreams there. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. I wasn't looking for you. I'm not looking for you to tell me. Yeah, you got it.
Looks like we're going 6 ways to a flop. Ace 10-8, 2 diamonds. That'll be a diamond draw for Bruno. Nobody with an ace.
We're up against it. You're up against it.
Checks through, and Bruno will get there with the flush. Modelo does have the queen of diamonds, so can
Practice swings.
outdraw Bruno to a better flush. Modelo also has a gut shot. Let's go with his diamond draw. Bruno will bet his flush, and pretty easy call there for Modelo. Looking for a diamond or a jack, although a jack would be no good. Said it's the deuce of hearts. Bruno's going to go for some value. Looks like about 125. 150. Modelo here just with king high. He'll reluctantly be making this fold.
I know, yeah. Good move, bro. I mean, you hope for something like that just because. That was great, yeah.
Nice spot there for Bruno.
You can't. For what you have.
hand if that's not the same.
What was pre-flop? Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, they're ready. They're ready.
All right, we got a rack ready.
And here are your VPIPs. Modelo leading the way at 72%, and Bruno
Here's our order.
Bullshit.
coming up the rear.
Just in case.
What a guy. What a guy.
Can you try flushing again? I didn't see anything change.
Will have the lowest VPIP.
You want to take a picture? It'll last.
Dan calling out the players' VPIPs.
Yeah.
Three and four.
No, I know. I heard it.
Because I was worried.
Warren, you are at 44. You are
Oh,
He made $9,000.
You are not the father.
I'm gone.
So he will leave the
I'm
game.
gone and in the hole. Ah,
What was my YouTube?
40 something?
Dang,
40 something. I'm
Give
We're
me a
58
some soda, check in at the bar, you have water, soda, whatever you like.
So as mentioned before, we do have players ready to backfill Bruno's seat.
Yeah, it's like
We're gonna make a bigger one.
whole
We're gonna make a bigger one.
Booyah, booyah.
Next time it's gonna be 2-5.
I'm saying last place in the group. If it's first place, keep it.
Oh,
See 5 players with over a 60% VPIP.
Every time.
For a little bit of context, if you
Still a big boy game.
I guess.
were to talk to some of the highest level pros in the world, a lot of them VPIP in the low 20s.
the next guy gets here.
Yes. We're gonna do
We
one
haven't
bump
hit
up.
all 7.
We're gonna do one bump up. Next time, bump up.
Yeah, next time one.
Or
You know what we could do?
Dello ace queen off, he'll raise.
100 into a slack spot.
they reset.
Well, as long as they can
Everybody
play.
gonna call.
We're on a new.
Yeah, they're on
You
the
make a
new.
penalty,
It's a
so
whole
whoever
new
gets
round, but it's not even started.
That's fine. That's fine, but you gotta start next game.
But it's
Yeah,
not started
yeah,
until the new
yeah,
guy gets
something
it.
going on.
Like this game is not mattering, right? Am I correct on that? Hold on, guys. It's important.
Wait, what?
Again, guys. Again, we're gonna-
Kind of tough to find redeeming qualities about these hands.
You've reset the defense, correct?
Modelo with the only
It'll start with
DC
the
starting
Resetting
hand.
them right now. So will this hand count? They want to know.
Wait, it shouldn't count. It shouldn't count.
It will not count.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
We're also gonna have a
No, but we want to make sure that it does not count. Because it's gonna count against them.
Oh, we're gonna have a bomb pot, Daddy.
King high
Yeah,
flop,
it's gonna count
couple of
against them.
spades.
I like that.
35.
Raise. Hard side. Check 2. Raise. 3. 35.
Four!
Uh-oh. Sounds like one of the weight stuff may have dropped something.
You get a brush up here to help.
See, that's a penalty still. What happened?
catastrophic
It was
damage.
very slow the way it
JoJo's got top air.
That was very basic.
Nobody else really with much.
Could you come
Yeah, I
help us? We got knots and chips.
Pretty disconnected
Oh,
board,
it was chips. Okay.
except for
It
the
sounded like
spade
a
draw.
glass board. I think it was just chips.
Roll 8.
That
Roll
counts.
9.
Burger.
Very emasculated.
Burger. Okay, good. Which one is it?
No worries.
Niha's going to call with bottom pair
Picking up ice?
after JoJo bets 35.
My chip.
So 2 players to a
65.
turn. JoJo's still ahead. 10 of hearts on the turn.
Stop bluffing.
Now 2 flush draws
You
on the
can
board.
do other
Need the
things
player
to
with
figure out
hearts
if
or
I'm bluffing or
spades.
not. Yeah, I mean, just saying.
Guns out. I think this is good, but not good.
No, clearly you don't think it's good because you didn't call.
Nice fold by Niha.
Just saying.
She'll get away after
you'll see it in
JoJo
20
bets the
minutes.
turn. Nice spot there for JoJo with top pair. Another look at the VPIPs.
Let's go bump up.
Sure, we'll do bump up.
This is what everybody's striving for. Don't be at the bottom of this list at the end of each hour of play.
What's up?
To stay in this wild game.
Oh my
Sure, yeah.
Oh my God.
You're giving the next person out. How do you know that?
Oh my.
But we can throw the ball.
All right.
Bump up.
$5?
$5 bump up. It doesn't affect the VPIP. We're just
Were those
doing
your
the
chips?
resets.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just to be fit on the stacks, I need the stack back.
1,000. Oh wait, is it 500 the max? 500.
Yeah. What's the min? 3.
3. What do you want
No, you
to
can't
do?
Sounds like the producer had to finagle things a little bit to get the VPIPs reset, which of course important for this game for the next hour. So we may not have all the data for this bomb pot as Kevin Y joins us in the 1 seat.
47?
Yes.
But apparently things will turn to normal likely after this hand if there's an issue.
Yeah, I always end up buying the 9 for 99.
Opinion on the IRA? Is that the Irish Republican Army?
Come back and do that.
I was going to say
maybe
put-
because that's
max out your Roth every year.
I'll get it later.
Nine to be on this one, guys.
Check it.
2 boards, double
Playing 2-5?
Where'd my English go? Double board PLO.
I was playing PLO.
Must use 2 cards from your
Game.
pull cards. So for those no limit players, you can't make 4 to a flush or a straight. Must use 2 cards.
So I am really interested to see Kevin Y play this. Being a mid-stakes player of high renown and capability, can he adjust to the insanity?
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I couldn't agree more, Uncle T.
I'm not saying he's nitty, but his VPIP doesn't run above 25% ever.
What I suspect we're going to find out is Kevin has gears that he can shift to. See if he can adjust to playing almost every hand.
Well, if he doesn't, then he's going to have an hour
Yeah,
to play.
you get to play for an hour if you don't adjust. And it looks like he may be raising.
In a large race, looks like 165, 160.
Like we said, we should get the graphics back after this hand.
What? Does he really have 8-5? Yeah, we're going through the recycle right now, so we'll get the numbers here in a
I
second.
know. This should be you.
Actually,
right
this
here.
bomb pot,
I know.
we're just going to have to
Yep.
watch it unfold.
For sure.
So
For
Kevin,
sure.
Modelo, and Neha, and
We're not
Manny, I
even gonna
believe,
try
still
for
has
the
a
next
hand as
hour.
well.
Well, yeah.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. So.
Oh, you're
This is
leaving.
gonna be so sad if Kevin beats it. Kick me up.
No, Bobby, I'll get the game. That'll break the game. That'll break it. The game's over. Stream.
We're never having
It's a
again.
stream.
We're never gonna.
Yeah. Yeah, there'll never be another iteration.
All right.
3 players.
Getting things sorted out with the
for
bomb
sure.
pot here.
You hear that? You have a new customer.
Yeah. I'll
Right here.
Tell me, I'll check.
Oh,
What am I supposed to do here?
Exactly that.
It's only $500.
Exactly that.
Okay, so fucking cool, dude. Thank you.
Jay, what can I tell you?
It's a volatile.
Modelo out of there.
Prepare to die.
Here's Neha has folded in
What's your name, Mr. First
action
time.
on Manny, I believe.
Today.
Looks like a pot-sized bet from KY,
First thing is good.
or at least all in fact.
You asked what's his first name?
No. I'll tell him Blake. Tell him. Like Princess Bride. Which is my name. You killed my father.
Manny makes the call, so
Offer me money.
good-sized pot brewing.
Chat, he's got a higher.
Of course, most likely we'll have a chop here, but always a chance one of these players could be scooping. Like I said, we'll be back to being able to see pull cards and community cards next hand. Just had a
Oh, no, he's got a straight on the bottom.
technical difficulty on this hand, from what I understand, getting the VPIPs reset.
Afro.
70 overhead for the outside.
Thank you with the nuts on the bottom.
70 from the super flush with the nuts.
You have to call. 100%. That's the nuts. That's the nuts. 8-5 is the nuts, man.
Half over
And
here.
Dan is chopping the pot right down the middle. So, oh, excuse me, no, he is quartering it. So one player is going to lose
No.
3/4 of their money.
He knows his opponent. He knows. It's
Here's
a nut
that's
peddler.
Manny. So Manny and KY likely sharing the same straight on one board, and KY with the better hand on the other board. Back to Hold'em. KY scooping 3/4 of that pot. Newest player in seat 1. We are playing the VPIP Survivor game, so lowest VPIP will be leaving us in an hour.
Everyone else.
You'll
has
see
less
why
than
they
you.
want to stay.
Okay, she's speaking to. She's not. Goes past me. It's not. It flows right through.
Because you're rubber, she's glue.
Yeah, I had East
Type of situation.
No.
Well, Jay, all I can tell you is, believe me,
Look what happened now.
Kevin is much better looking with his mask on.
Yeah,
Maybe I want to get kicked off now.
I know. We know. We know.
First game, the best strategy in the world.
That was one of the toughest things about the whole COVID years was when the masks finally came off. You were like, oh, people have other forms of communication with their face. You forgot how much you could read from somebody having to go months just seeing eyeballs.
Yeah.
That's right.
Kevin wants to be the villain so bad.
So everybody calling, keeping the VPIPs up. See who can wake up with a real hand. Manny's got a suited king. He'll raise.
There we go. He's a fast learner.
Kevin's got the on the T's favorite hand.
I wonder if you've ever called there in that position with this hand. This is probably the worst decision you've made in poker in a
I
long
believe
time.
we have a family pot.
How does this
Text
feel?
heads up.
How does it feel to make bad decisions?
Yeah, we do. 180 in the middle. 20 from everybody.
Yeah.
King high flop. Rainbow, 9 and a 4. Pair of 9s for JoJo.
Kings for Manny.
And Manny in pretty good shape. That's the problem, but
No failure.
nobody else for the king. Just going to bet really small and get a call from JoJo and a meet.
We're all doing the same thing he is. We're just giving him shit.
Obviously.
5 of diamonds on the turn. Really changes nothing. Does give a gutter to a meet. Be looking for an 8 to make it straight.
All in for Manny Fresh.
Yeah, Manny says no more cheap cards. And
Did he get snapped off by a meat?
yeah, meet makes the call, so Manny in great
Misses.
shape. We'll get the full double from a meet.
A meat has been up and down tonight. This game will do that to you.
It definitely feels like in a game this splashy, there's a pretty big advantage. Of course, this is every session, but to get off to a decent start, if you can, be like Mr. Optimize in seat 9 and get up to 1,500 plus, the game kind of changes for you.
Oh, yes. There's our first.
A lot easier to maneuver when you're not getting down to low SPRs after the flop.
No. TM got it here.
That's a name.
T.I. the rapper.
So just
Treasure Island?
2 winners, although when we reset the VPIPs, the stack sizes are correct. The profit loss does reset with each round of the VPIP game. So
He decided to go with.
kind of have to pay attention to stack sizes to tell exactly how much up everyone is.
There's absolutely no hand that should be a snap. You should have to contemplate.
Raise to 40 from Manny. He's going to be called.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Hit a bunch of spots.
No coaching.
And a meet. He's just going to rip 814 in the middle with Queen 4 off.
Wow.
And queens for Brad. What a time to get queens.
I don't really know anything about it.
How you obsess over
What's Manny want to do here with ace 10?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I noticed your.
You smell a rat. You may smell a rat, but the rat
No on your pants.
is not Brad.
Got no all over you.
And you can see from those equities, the meat jams the least amount of equity at the table. Free flop.
Yeah, just nightmare hand for your opponent to have with queens for Brad if you're going to put it all in with Queen 4 off. Manny's still thinking this one over. Trying to decide if he wants to gamble with his last 600.
How bad is Manny one who's
What's the fun about?
Well, when you get 3 times in a row,
It's a TI.
$20. Yeah, TI. TPI. You win 3 hands in a row, you get $20.
you get toilet paper information.
Fireman game.
It's a penalty.
Manny doing a little inventory and will elect to fold.
Every page.
And it looks like we're going to have a heads up run out here. Queens versus queen for a meet. Going to need a lot of fours. 4 spades.
Yep.
4s or spades for a meet.
And maybe a wheel.
20 apiece. 20 apiece. For money.
No such luck high.
Yeah, that's it.
And that'll lock it up. Nice pot for Brad, over $1,000. Beautiful time to wake up with queens. Easy game.
Yeah, no problem. Just put your queens up against a completely dominated country.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
There's so many hands you can see when you have queens that you might be ahead of, but you don't feel great about. That's a dream with queen 4.
Yeah, it is.
Crazy, if you will. No, I mean, unfortunately, it's part of it, but it's also like.
You gotta let the
Well, you still say Brad is up a little bit now. Now, keep in mind, folks, these are not the totals
Oh, yeah.
because we started a new session.
What do you have? Yeah, 4. Right, 4. Yeah, 4.
No, he come in for like 780. He had 500. There's only 160 in the pot, so maybe he has one of my aces. So I'm drawing at 10. And even the 10 goes in when he does.
I'm right there with the ball.
Rattle or just
No, 125 is the game.
125?
It's the game.
I thought you were leaving. Kevin.
No straddles. No straddles.
I thought you were leaving.
Straddles allowed?
No straddles. Small game.
You played one drum pot.
All 3. All 4.
The defensive call's okay.
That's
You're
what we
not
like.
getting used to that either.
Hey.
All the players.
Yes, I'm going to
Are you guys good with the 7th best hand winning? Alright, that's what it should be. It's gonna be official.
Multi-way, as we're accustomed to tonight. Ace, king 5, couple of diamonds.
Couple of kings out there. JoJo has a
Right, now he's got a
king with a crappy kicker, and so does Amy.
Yeah, a lot more top pair or middle pair, no kicker type hands tonight. Everybody's seeing a flop. There's a 7 on the
Worst
turn.
things to get, I guess.
JoJo's still ahead here. Top pair.
You already got it. So like, that's
Manny picking up a pair of 7s.
So if you fold,
And diamond draw. No, he's just got 1 diamond.
yeah.
He's looking for the diamond.
Enough to get.
You're in there. You're in there.
You're causing.
Still gotta wait for me, but you fought him for me. You fought him for me. Wow.
There's a 6 on the river, so 2 pair now for JoJo. He's been ahead the whole way, and he's going to be bet into. He's going to feel a lot better about calling now with the 2 pair, although it does bring in some straight possibilities.
And
Pretty
there
easy
goes
call for
JoJo. He
Yep.
calls, and he
I
wins.
had to live back.
Nice spot for JoJo.
Well, no, the point is this. I would have followed with the king 8. I just had to look back and, yeah.
Nice to see him dragging some pots.
Well,
He
2
was-
pair. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good little result there at the end. Not that he was facing a hand anyway.
Yeah, he definitely tried to give action the last VPIP game he played, but as I recall, just ran somewhat terribly, especially for a game where you
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
play nearly every hand. So good to see things going more his way.
Wow. That's love right there.
Again, keep in mind that these totals at the bottom are just in the last 5 hands.
this is a limp.
Gotta get credit. It's important.
We will be with you guys till 10 o'clock Central tonight, as always, here at TCH Social in Austin, Texas.
He's still in that phase where he thinks raising this big will actually.
Kevin will raise it up with queen jack offsuit. Get a call from Berger with a couple of fives. Gojo in there with a suited ace.
Hey, all it is Kool-Aid.
Blue carousel on blast.
This is the beach drink. We call it La Playa. It's La
I have
Playa.
a feeling everybody's going to catch a piece of this flop. How about it on two?
I kind of get the feeling that, yeah, with those ranges,
It's almost impossible for somebody not to have some kind of hand.
Blake even has a hat.
Unless they're jinxing this.
nobody has the jack and nobody has the deuce.
Now Kevin does have
I
trip
always
jack.
follow my drinks to match
Oh, he
the
does. Where is it? Is it
It's
just
you can
too
only
many
cycle
people?
through
Oh,
6,
okay.
so he's there. He is.
Oh, there he is. Kevin playing a legitimate hand.
He's gonna
Raise 35.
bet about 15% pot. Really not a lot of reason for anybody to continue. Kevin just really isn't going to be betting into 52 other players without a jack here very often. Optimize looks like he's ready to give him some action though, and he'll raise.
These two always seem to be in seat 1 and 9 and have these battles.
Yeah.
It's usually in the 5-5 uncapped. This is why Kevin wears the mask.
Back over the top, and this should shut things down. Optimize. Probably going to say just kidding and send those back over to Dan.
What do you think I should do here?
He'll show it.
What did that do?
I'll let it go.
Nice hand there for Kevin.
I decided I was going
To your point, Uncle T, some fun gamesmanship between these two. They
Yeah.
played a lot of poker together.
You're right. Probably got 10. Probably got 10.
Oh,
Forgot you
sorry
can
about
just
that.
hold after the pot. You can keep your
I,
vetoes.
I didn't know that was an option.
Kevin, a couple of 4s under the gun. He will limp. As will all his table mates until Brad is going to raise it up with ace-10 offsuit. Get a quick call from Modelo with a couple of deuces. And Manny just rips it with queen-jack offsuit.
What you got there?
Now action back on Kevin. He's sitting here with a pair of 4s.
You're closer. You're closer.
Actually has the best hand at the moment.
Oh, 115.
Well, this kind of thing that Manny's targeting with this, I mean, if we were talking about a normal game, we'd say, that, yeah, it's a really nice raise, not with this many players in the hand, but it's targeting these, you know, the ace-10s and the deuces and the 4s to get them to fold.
Wow, and Modelo's ready to gamble. He's got ducks, and he's just ready to flip for it.
Yeah, he knows the game he origin.
But yeah, I mean, to your point, Manny did pick a good spot there to try to thin the field, pick up some dead money. Modelo was just kind of ready to gamble, I think. So fair fight, 2 boards.
My king was so good.
Damn it! Give me
First
the queen and
board,
a jack.
queen
Jack.
for Manny.
Jack.
Yeah, you can hear Modelo talking about it.
And Kevin would have turned a set of 4s.
Total.
Hey!
Top it up.
Deuces get through.
Chop him up, Buttercup.
You look good.
You're good?
While we take a quick break between hands, just a quick reminder, Summer Series coming to TCH Social in Austin later this month. Actually coming
what's the top
very
board?
quickly, the 15th through the 20th.
Yeah.
Whole series of events you can find on our website, texascardhouse.com. Over 600K in guarantees, and what a lot of players are excited about is the extra 25K thrown in by the club for the top point receivers
Hey, Dan,
throughout
you
the
wanna move
series.
bump
In first place, we'll take down 10K for
He just won the bump.
being the #1 player.
Wins it, and
Yeah, we're the bomb pops are only for.
Know all
Yeah,
the
only for
tournament
the-
crushers. Looking forward to that series. We also have the Trailblazer Tour returning later this year. Was a huge success, so really looking forward to this summer series in just a few days. Any mixed game events that you're already targeting, Uncle T?
Yep.
Next time.
Yeah, probably the tours, definitely the bomb pot tournament.
Yep.
I actually have a picture of that I'm going to look at,
5% to your VPIP.
and I will tell you because I think there were 3 for sure that I was
Pull out
like,
your
yeah,
cell phone,
buddy.
it's minus
They're like right up my alley.
If you're drinking water,
Of course, mixed games, that's what I like.
No, I said 2 here. All I see 2.
why are you taking it in here? Pump it up and raise it. You get it spicy in here.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be spicy.
You get spicy in here.
Raise, seat 7, 42.
Bunch of limping over to Neha. She's got
Well, I
ace
think
10
I-
suited. She'll make it $42 to continue.
Well, I thought the $2 was. I was joking. I thought the $2 was on the button itself. Like no, like on the button.
No, no.
I don't know what happened. Oh, I don't know. This is y'all.
Manny will fold to 9-7. Optimize makes the call with 8-7.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna show you. Is it 40? Okay.
Press that call button as much as possible.
Over to a meet. He'll make the call. Ace-7 off. Brad out of there with a off of queen-3.
That was in that. That was in the range.
So after all that, 4 ways to a flop, 181 in the middle. Jack high, a couple of spades.
Oh, yeah.
Ace-10 high, still good. And king of hearts on the turn. Nobody with a king either. Neha picks up a gut shot straight draw. She'll bet and take it. So nicely played by Neha. Tough to get folds on a semi-bluff in this game, but Neha is able to pull it off there.
I have more of a thing than you do with you. Queen Jack is way a lot. Like ace.
Guys, before we do this, Andy, I want to hear.
Way North Drone says Manny needs to fold. Like, sorry if I missed that a moment ago when action was on Manny.
No.
Hello.
Seat 286.
100%.
Fucking hit game. Fucking seat 2. I'll say that one more time.
VPIPs
4 through 9.
this round. JoJo playing every hand. Kevin with the most work to do. He's at 67%, and we're about halfway through the cut. So once this second hour has been played, which we have about 30 more minutes, someone will have to leave the
I'm
game.
happy to take your money over the PLO.
Okay, yeah.
5%
Well.
VPIP reduction.
Bunch of limps and a raise on the button by Manny. He's got king 8.
I'm going to stop trying. I mean, Kevin's here, so.
Raise, seat 1.
Way North Drones following up in chat. Manny made a good fold versus Queen Queen. Bit earlier. Now a 3-bet from Kevin. He's got king 10 suited. An action on JoJo. He's got Queen Jack suited. Same suit, unfortunately for him. Dominated spades.
I'll pick a different spot.
They'll let it go. Nice fold by JoJo. So 170 total. Back over to Manny.
I want to go to the beach.
Dominated here, but does have position on his side. Only 427 behind. If he makes the call, it really just has
I wish I had those hands.
would have less than a pot size bet
Those are way ahead of
left.
your
So
hands,
It is. I mean, if I was suited, I'd call him.
Manny will let it go. Nice 3-bet by Kevin.
King 9 you call, right?
King I sat for that.
Oh my gosh. If I was behind you, I would jam with any two. Oh my god. Jam with any two behind me.
Yeah, that's
Behind me
not.
then.
Huh?
There's just
Get
too many
behind
people
me.
behind me.
No?
I like being in front of you.
Alright.
I'll let you make those goofy moves.
Yeah, I mean, I just probably yeah, $400 some dollars.
Kevin, one more drink in, I'll definitely call.
One less drink.
Would have been a good call.
Well, I mean, it wasn't much.
Yeah,
It was
fair
fun.
enough.
It was fun.
Kevin just sat down in the last 9 hands. He's up 767. Very nice start.
Yeah, Queen Jack off too.
Had no ace and no king. Ace, no king. Fun stuff, fun stuff.
And Modelo going to be a little sneaky here. He just limps with ace-king offsuit, and Manny with the same hand is going to make it 45. Optimize will call with 4s.
I'm only 82.
It'll be pretty interesting to see what Modelo does when action gets back around to him in a moment.
Wow.
You better
Hold
text
on.
JoJo for that.
201 already.
Oh, I put it in
Middle.
35, and then I it was 40, and then it was 40. It's taxing me.
Every time you call, it's just fly what's up.
45?
45.
90.
Raised to 90. That's extremely good. Raised 90. 45.
And min raise from Amit with Queen 10 suited, and as suspected, Modelo is just going to rip it with ace king. And after all this, back over to Manny. He's also got ace king. He calls.
Oh, I like this hand too.
Optimize will have to fold his 4s.
I just want
Facing a 3-bet. Jam.
I should have gambled the last time before. Oh,
You have a
An
hand.
all-in call from Manny.
Oh,
Mine is embarrassing.
A lot of action,
whatever.
to say the least.
I can't beat 3 of them. I'm not that
I don't
lucky.
know.
I'm not
So
that
Amit
lucky.
actually going to be in decent shape here. Modelo and Manny are sharing each other's outs. So
Man, he's good.
Amit with 2 live cards, not a terrible situation.
Want to go one time, brother?
He's a one-timer.
Okay,
They're going to rip once. 1263 in the middle.
you're good.
By the way, look, I like my hand. I played Jack against you. I would have been played Fallon right now.
That's right.
Oh, whatever. Hey,
I mean, more likely to fold that though.
Oh, yeah, I guess you did. I guess you did.
What's
Yeah,
this?
so much action.
This is your y'all on the side pot. He's locked in here. You guys are here on the side. Are we ready to run? And he's got a soft ass ace king. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, all
Can you
right.
show these hands too? I want to see these hands.
You're good. You're good of it.
Oh.
Looking good for him.
stop
That's what
it.
I'm saying. Oh my goodness.
Ace on the turn on the first run
All
out.
right, for the side pot, it will be
4
a
clubs.
chop.
Nobody holding a club.
Take your chips.
Actually, they do choose just to run it once. And ace, a pair of aces with a king kicker are going to be good for Modelo and Manny to chop up a meat stack.
You already knew when you showed us your
And Amit has removed his microphone. I think that may be all for him for tonight.
No fucking
Unfortunately,
shit. He's
just
living
really
for
couldn't get anything
$5
going.
Over a 2
Yeah, what you lived it?
Yeah, live $5.
No.
$5.
Yeah, that opened for 45.
Wade North says all hearts would be a crazy flop. That certainly would have been.
Move the button's way over here.
You live.
I opened at 45.
I don't believe it.
And I'm on the fucking cutoff.
Oh my
Cheers.
God. Cheers, bye-bye. Salud.
Hey, I added my name on the list just in case I can respawn.
Get back in here. Bruno,
Hungry,
you're
hungry.
in. Granted salute.
Oh, yeah.
I got the ace of spades.
There's an empty seat over there.
Maybe extra.
Button is right for the next one, guys.
No. They're just doing it when we kick someone off the Yeah, it doesn't really matter. We're doing 3 of them throughout the entire time.
He gave you 2, I gave you 5.
That's why I said, hey, you want to move the bump out? It doesn't matter.
He takes mental notes.
Here's your VPIP
The person gets three
for
plays.
round 2. JoJo still playing every hand.
You're so cute right here.
Amit did in fact rebuy, so he is back in the game. Good to see him
You guys
rejoin.
got me off the best hand. You guys got me off the best hand.
Yeah. One, it was 4 clubs up there, right?
You want to go?
So lowest VPIP right now is going to be Kevin at 63%. So he's going to have a little work to do over the next few
I had a
hands.
set of 4s on the river.
Make sure that he is not the next man out,
Scoop that mofo.
man or woman.
Well, don't talk about me about it. I mean, you had it. You had it right there.
Great. Seat 8, 45.
Shoulda, woulda, shoulda.
Manny got to put in a raise with ace 10, and yeah, Kevin going to call with 8-4 suited. He's had to fold a few hands, so really he's kind of got to play every hand to be sure that he gets to stay at the table.
I guess, no? 92 now. That's my first one. That's my first one.
We're going to go 3 ways to a flop.
Where were all the clubs last hand?
This guy's, look how you Needles McGee over here.
Jack, Jack, King. Ace high still good for Manny.
Or I thought you had like a pair. No.
Manny will bet here with the best hand and take it down.
You guys still find an ace?
Nice hand there for Manny Fresh.
Bragging about your VPIP. Your stack is the same. That's honestly not true.
Everybody's got 92, nigga.
No matter what.
No matter what, all I do is tip.
Yeah, interesting impact of the VPIP game there, because the fact that Kevin really can't afford to fold much more, if at all, this round, got him to call a raise with 8-4 suited, if I recall correctly.
Nobody's ever been paid a bounty
In their life?
Never happened.
in this stream. In the Modelo Poppies game.
Manny wants it. Manny wants it.
Neha raising this time, King 9 off, and Manny going to 3-bet to 100 with a couple of 8s.
It's more uncle than Tito.
Tito.
And what does Kevin want to do? He's got Queen 8 off, and
What to do? What to do with your mask, Kevin? I guess we tank.
he is going to 4-bet Queen 8 offsuit.
Alright, all in.
And
Right
now
up his
Queen
butt.
Jack suited for JoJo, and he is just going to ship it. Chaos ensuing.
He thought to himself, "This is a good spot."
Jello out of there with
Probably is.
Jack 3, and Neha, original Razor, feels like
Still
15
want
minutes
to make
ago.
more moves.
Well,
It's in an instant raise. It goes 3-bet, 4-bet, 5-bet jam.
Good boy.
We'll let him count.
Back to you.
We're gonna let him count.
Think she's going to have to let that King 9 go, and does.
Looks like 4.
What does Manny want to do? He'd be in great shape versus Kevin if he makes this call. Kevin using up some of JoJo's outs, also leaning in Manny's advantage, but certainly worried about bigger pairs,
Just a little. Un poco.
especially from JoJo. 5-bet jam is going to be premium pairs.
oh,
YOLO.
Pretty often.
YOLO! Announce.
YOLO with aces.
I've got to get.
Wow.
Let's get the pot right first, guys.
Oh, YOLO with aces. Watch out, you guys.
Guys, it's going to take her a second.
Get the short stack right.
588.
Yeah,
Wait,
let's do
North,
that
I
right.
do
It's not gonna
recall
bucket.
you saying something 100%. I do not recall what
Don't worry, little
you
guy. We'll get your pot right.
Get your
felt
butt
the
right.
tell
We'll get
was.
the-
Could you
Look at the tail he
get
went to
back
the
to me
side.
that?
Sick brag, bro. Sick brag.
That was an interesting observation by you.
I'm in seat 8 too.
You have a pair?
So we do end up with a three-way all-in, and this is going to be a huge pot. 2,100 in the middle.
You want to do
Once or twice. Up to y'all.
I like ones, but it's up to you.
I don't care. Jojo, what do you want? Once or twice?
I'm gonna let you decide because I don't care.
Twice.
Kevin in just the worst shape here. Almost
I mean, that's not. In this game, I
no
don't think
two
that's up and around. I
hands
think
really
that's
that
nuts.
could be much
Kevin's up
worse.
to you.
Yeah, you guys say.
Twice fine.
I'll be
I'm
ahead.
behind. I'm behind.
Probably not.
Who has juices?
I'm dead.
No.
See, my king high.
You have queen 10 or something?
Yeah.
I'm drawing way worse than
You
you.
guys have a side pot workout after.
Two times.
How many times was it? 2 times?
5 times.
First player, 32.
Gonna run it twice.
No, there's a side pot. You guys have a side pot. The 80th one of those.
A 7 would give Kevin a straight. Does not come. So Manny's 8's good. He'll for half the pot. Second board. Ace high, 8's good, and a set for Manny, and he will lock this one up.
I see 8s and then a set of 8s. Let me get a
Huge triple up for Mr. Manny.
142.
Oh, man. What a,
Just trying to be nice to you guys. Just trying to be nice.
That will get his stack up to 2,100 bucks. Very nice.
Here's the one.
No, but like, before you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Wow. From the outside. And then here is the main.
Like, deuces would have won twice.
Nice hand.
what a wild one. Wow. Wow.
You gotta believe, you gotta believe.
What did you have, Kevin?
We got to reverse
We're
it.
gonna find out. We're
You'll
gonna find
see
out.
on the stream. You'll see on the stream.
We got to reverse engineer how we got Kevin to put that much money in with that kind of dog food. Someone figure that out.
All right, wait, North
I
pointing
didn't
out
think people were jamming 8s and queen
there's a
jacks.
difference in how cards are protected. For a player, could be a tell.
Now I know what game
What
this
did you
is.
think was happening?
I
Ace
think it would
king,
be
ace
fine,
king,
but I'm going to
ace
avoid
king plus.
mentioning who that is on the stream.
Yeah. I've got an ace king 80% of the time.
Perfectly okay to point out differences you see on the video that everyone can see.
My premium holdings have been 80%. Premium holdings.
And here's your VPIP numbers. JoJo in a three-way tie at 90%.
He's got two now.
Guys,
Optimize in trouble here. He's going to have to play.
for the lowest,
Button
our
alert.
new low is seat 9.
Oh no, optimize.
If Kevin,
All right.
Who is in 8th and who is
you're
in
never gonna hear the end of it.
I'm going to commit suicide.
If we trade
I'm going to tell you, you better call somebody. You better
Possible
call
for
somebody.
guys.
Kevin,
And what's their amount?
It's 8-9.
There will be a suicide.
1, 2, and 4. I'm sorry. 1, 2, and 4. You guys are tied for second or 8th at 7. Wow.
How much?
70.
70.
How much
He's
do
the
you have?
lowest.
At what?
What is the lowest of 60?
13%?
All right, that's it. Got to play the hand. It's okay. You got
Play
everything
this
else.
hand, no matter what.
up to you.
No options. You know he's raising his butts.
All seat 7. Red.
So Francisco in chat asking, what is the VPIP game?
Big fat
Is that-
zero for Blake right there.
Just the name. And that is the name, at least for now, created by Mr. Modelo Poppy. He is in seat 6. He is
Okay,
the
at least they
kind
can.
of organizer, founder of
Hey,
this
let's get him,
idea.
yeah.
So concept somewhat similar to the traditional
You say
Mint or
$300 bucks.
stand-up game. However,
VPIP.
the lowest VPIP after every hour has to leave the game. And obviously you can see this is a great splashy game, so nobody wants to leave. The players basically incentivized to play nearly every hand, whereas in the knit game, if you lose your button, you no longer have that pressure. So You see players having to go outside their comfort zone in a structure like this. As we see now, Manny all in with king queen off versus Burger's couple of sixes, and they're going to go twice.
Burn them all.
Manny will lock up the first board.
Did we burn them enough? We didn't burn enough.
You burnt quite a bit.
It's like 7 queens on the bottom.
Six is trying to hang on for half the pot and do
Sorry, my VPIP got so sexy.
chop it up.
Easy call.
Yo, easy is my height. I want to call it JoJo.
What's the bounty?
He won the first.
Yeah, let us know in the chat what you think of the VPIP game.
Oh, right now, right?
Yes.
We're always open to tweaks to make things more fun for you as the viewer.
Yes. 20 bucks. 20 bucks.
$20 bounty, guys.
Stage 20. Stage 20 until he loses.
Francisco says thank you in chat. Thank you for the question, Francisco.
$20 bounty again.
Oh my goodness.
Until he loses. I'll tell you what he wants.
We've created a monster.
Just a reminder, we are just after the 8 o'clock hour. We'll be with you until 10 o'clock Central here at TCH Social in Austin, Texas.
If I would have bet,
I am Kyle Frisbee, joining you with Uncle T.
It's done. We're done.
Tom is out chatting with players for the moment. He will be back with us.
You look.
I was going to re-raise.
Oh, it's not very guy-like. Not very guy-like. Not very guy-like.
That's
I'm so
good
sorry.
discipline, Kevin. Good discipline.
Guys, I have a box card on
So Optimize trying to hang on and get his VPIP up. He is going to call Manny's raise
It wouldn't be a misbill anyway.
with Jack Deuce
I have
apart.
to call the floor. The floor will take care of the box
Okay.
card.
Alright.
Floor. Live stream table.
Boss card means that when you shuffle,
Floor
down,
live
it
stream.
face up.
This will be treated as a dead card.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, when
That's
you
giving
shuffle,
me
that thing
information.
was in
Sounds
the-
like a card was accidentally exposed here, so we'll get the
It did not get flipped over.
floor to quickly sort this out.
That was yours, Manny.
Yeah, I had a king, queen.
Is there a queen under
I
there?
had a queen of clubs, king of clubs.
Jonathan called.
Are we waiting for the floor?
Well, I mean,
Yes.
He just has
can
to
you
listen.
show that? Like, I mean,
Well, but here, he's gonna talk.
He's about to give it to him.
While Dan takes care of that, we do have new merchandise on hand here at TCH Social. A big refresh of hats and sweaters, or sweatshirts, I should say. Also, as mentioned, Trailblazer Tour returning to Austin, Texas. It will be next April.
Yeah, that's nothing.
But the series starts in September in Dallas, so this tournament series
Yes,
a little bit
basically,
like
yes.
the Texas Poker Open, if you will.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's information.
Great series, huge success
The attack on the river.
this past year.
It's like a
Definitely
side
looking
chick.
forward to that.
It doesn't matter.
So back to the action.
It's like a side chick. Just disregard.
Action over
Disregard.
to Amit. He's got ace 9. And he's going to make the call.
Wow, look at you.
Life's good.
I wish I was a situation.
Start the game. Start the game.
We need to stop this man.
Alright.
Stop this man. Come on.
Yellow in there with Jack 7 off.
Check.
If I could, I would.
Strong check.
$75 raise from the big blind.
4 players. We have a check. 6.
8-9-4, a couple of clubs. Pair of 8s for Manny, pair of 9s for Amit. That's going to be the best hand
You got it, buddy.
at the moment.
No, don't style it like that. He's lying. Don't worry.
Optimize is going to take a stab and bet $100 here. He does have some backdoor possibilities, but it's going to need a lot of help. And Amit sitting on 302, 406 already in the pot, and he will rip it, as you would expect with top pair, top kicker. Modelo does have a gut shot. Pair of jacks also would be good. So not in terrible shape here with 27% equity. We'll let it go.
281.
Not getting the right odds to just chase a gut shot. And Manny with middle pair, having just won
Oh, that's it?
a few
Okay.
hands ago that huge three-way all-in.
All 5.
I went runner, full house on Helen.
Oh.
I think she was bluffing this. We fired all 3 straights. Man.
And then you showed it, she folded.
She showed me a pair.
Thank you.
You might win another one.
Manny really laboring over this, but
Bye.
elects to fold. And nice hand there for a meet.
Our hero.
Our savior.
Probably not disappointed to take that pot down right there. A lot of turn cards that would be tough to navigate. Any club, 10, jack, 7,
What did you have? You have a pair?
I didn't show.
and so on.
Did you have a pair?
I do.
I had a pair. You have a 9?
I had a pair.
I did not trust.
Yeah, it was a good bet.
Yeah. There was a weather alert. They pulled their contact.
Manny up 1,700 in the last 14 hands.
You guys weren't doing it, but this reminded us.
Yeah, I figured you'd get a
Highlighted by that huge scoop
It's a VPIP game.
with pocket eights.
That's the alarm that you guys
1, 2,
don't
5.
have high enough paint pits.
1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5.
Right now.
Hold him. Yeah.
All 2.
Hold on.
No. Here's C2.
My phone keeps yelling at me.
But it's good to know. Nothing made me happier than calling 2. Hey, raise out.
Because that's what we've all been doing all day long.
Yeah.
We've all been calling 2 all. You know how long we argued about how we should use the hand?
I know.
For hours.
A lot of limping
Hours.
and some very humble holdings, to say the least.
Every party has the full
One, 2 boards. 2 boards.
8 players.
I influence.
3 boards. Yeah. Family.
Bad when King 8 and 9-5 suited have the most equity going to a flop, and Burger and a meat are both going to flop top pair. Bottom pair for Manny, and he's going to bet. Goes actually a little bit over pot. An optimized top and bottom pair. This setting up to potentially be expensive for a meet. But a meet's going to get away. Nice fold. Back over to Manny, and he's going to make the call. Drawing nearly dead. Basically need running 7s, and that's going to lock it up for Optimize. Pretty safe turn card as well for his hand.
So it's going to be 6, 7. It's close to 8.
Optimize going to go for some value.
757.
Yeah, you better bet
Goes
big.
nearly full pot.
I'm floating around here.
I'll probably give you an update next couple minutes.
Targeting Manny's draws. I think he probably puts Manny on a hand more like 10 jack rather than 7 deuce. Manny shows the deuce and Optimize returns the favor, but it's going to leave him wondering. Did have top pair. Go with his bottom pair. Nice win there for Optimize.
Definitely one more hand. We need one more hand.
One more hand. All right.
Now you're already shuffling.
You'll be the 5 here.
Last hand, you guys. Get them in while you can.
Good luck, all in. Whoever it is. Just in case.
So I'm the 5, right?
All 1.
Prediction from the table, there will be an all-in. It's not a bad guess.
Fuck yeah.
pretty safe, in fact, with this group.
Easy money. Easy money. No whammies. No whammies.
Whammies.
Who's that game? Press your luck.
Pressure luck.
Pressure luck.
Manny sees enough limping, and he will raise it up with king queen suited. Optimize. Really cannot fold to try to stay in the game, so he is in there with 6 to deuce offsuit. Stranger things have happened.
Every time I look around, ooh baby, ooh baby.
Looks like it's going to fold back around to Modelo. He'll make the call with ace-5. Actually, he will go to this flop with the best hand.
We got 4 players?
Nice flop for Burger. Top pair and
get him.
optimized.
Come on.
My goodness.
Come on.
Has flopped a gut shot straight, and the only player with a spade, but has the very worst spade. No way he could be in love with his hand. So Burger jams with top pair for just under pot.
No, let's get ahead of ourselves.
Manny, no spade, just 2 overs. He'll let it go.
So you got
And what does Optimize want to do? He does close the action.
And a blue carousel drink.
2, and he's got 1.
If he decides he has the only spade, and he's going to make this call.
They're both alive before you call. Actually, your gutter
So
might
nearly a coin flip.
Really?
Well, no, you're
Burger going to try to hang on with top pair.
I mean, gutter's gonna gut.
Optimize 10 outs twice, and that's going to be one of them.
Well, they find a full house. They've all got it, right?
No.
So flush for Optimize is going to take down 707.
8 plus with the 6 doing.
Wow.
Dude, I had ace-5, and I had the wrong ace.
Momentum back in Optimize's corner. He
And the wrong 5.
had
I
a
didn't have the 5
came out of the gate hot, and then got
That
his
boy good.
cracked by
That boy
ace
good.
after he had eclipsed 2K in his stack, and he is moving back in that direction now. So Optimize and Kevin actually tied for lowest VPIP, 64.
Wow.
We're going to have to let Dan tell us what happens in the case we have players tied at lowest VPIP.
Oh! Oh!
Keep going.
Oh!
Wait, so 1 and 9 are tied?
No!
Horse! Race horse! Race horse!
Raise horse. Raise horse.
I card?
Do we kick them both off?
I card? I don't know.
How about this? How about just the next person to not play a hand has to get up to the knee?
Another like 5
Are you
minutes.
saying both of you?
Yeah, next person to not play, to not beat
No, we
them
gotta
has
go
to
another
go.
5 minutes.
It's actually
Sudden death. Sudden death.
fair because of the blind.
Ooh, next person.
Next
So there
person
was
to
not a
beat
plan
them.
for if 2 players tied, so that's being worked out by Modelo.
Sudden
This is
death.
his game, Optimize, proposing they have a playoff of who folds next has the lead.
So, guys,
We do have a next person lined up, right?
Whatever you want, Pop.
you're good.
Wow, this is
Like
a.
another 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
So this most certainly will be
So
interesting.
we got two
Well, that's like 2 hands.
We don't have somebody coming in yet, so we could just do another 5 minutes. If we don't have anyone
Yeah, we don't have anybody else. Yeah,
That's fine.
Sudden death.
Sudden death.
Sudden death.
And we'll play 8 deep if we have to.
8.
I mean, 7.
Okay. Yeah.
So they're just wait.
Yeah,
So
we can keep the table full.
What's the replacement again?
Then we just keep going.
Yeah. We're just keep the
No, nobody
the.
wanna keep-
Eric
Clear
in
the
chat,
VPIP right now.
shout out from Dallas. Eric,
Well, didn't the guy
welcome
that
to
got
the chat.
first want to come back?
Always good to have you guys pop in and visit with us down here in Austin.
from the booth, here are 2 good options. One,
As Eric said,
we could
smash
just
that like
wait
button.
until the new player comes.
Uncle T and I would appreciate it.
We would just wouldn't know when it would be until they get here.
Yeah, and then y'all just
Catch
pick
Eric
a card. Like,
and
we'll just
Aaron McAvoy on the Dallas stream
Keep going. Once they come
on a
in,
weekly
and
basis.
then and worst case scenario when they come up, You shake up the cards, they drop the
God,
cards.
sudden death is so good for you guys. You
yeah.
guys want to play sudden death?
Regardless of how this works out, that is my time. Jesse is coming in. Thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure.
Sorry, I had to take care of a little business. Did I miss anything good?
Yeah, so the current
It's all good,
situation,
right?
Dan trying to solve for 2 players tied at the bottom of
I don't know.
the
There was a
defense
couple
game. That's going to be Kevin and
lackadaisical,
Optimized, so
you know, auto folds.
they're trying to work out a way to break the tie. I'm not sure if they've reached a conclusion
I caught
yet.
myself like
Optimized
folding
for
haphazardly a couple times.
fold
Wow,
would have to leave.
that won't work.
Blue
But
carousel.
they are tied at 64, which I think is a new record for the lowest. I don't know if we've
Deal
had
him
it
some
been
blackjacks,
50.
see who wins.
So we both fold, we both play.
Our VPIP doesn't matter. Our VPIP does not matter. Yeah.
Annie up
Our
at
VPIP does not matter.
92%. Well, 64-64. So when I did the interviews before the live stream, 61 is my
Right.
stated. That would be the overall. So we got the
Why would
over.
they ever do that? They know what we're gonna do.
It is, but it is.
As Jesse comes in the box.
It'll reset. It'll reset once the new person comes in. So it doesn't matter.
If you jam, I'm calling.
It's just that.
I don't know if it's obvious or not.
Any two.
1
I'm not
and
even
9.
looking. If you jam, I'm not.
While they
Yes.
work that out, I would
Whoever
take
plays,
it.
whoever folds first.
Leave
Okay,
you
I'm
in the
not
hands
out
of
Whoever
of
doesn't go in.
You're kind of your favorite here. Your favorite.
Jesse in the box. Back in a moment.
Thanks, Kyle.
It don't matter right now.
Well, we're on hand number 16 of the second session, and it's been entertaining. I apologize for being away so long. Just setting up some stuff for the next live stream, which I'll tell you about right now. It's going to be Greg Bale, the writer of the Scoop Books, who will be
What are you doing?
hosting a Big O game. Join us next Wednesday.
There's no bump out until someone else comes in.
We have a Big O live stream with Greg Bale, who will be playing. He commentated with me last time he was here.
I thought they said in depth
Coming up, and we'll share with you some of the details about him.
Fair enough.
That'll be a fun watch. Mahesh, Dante,
Right after.
who else is Samantha? My girl Samantha, who I saw last night for the first time of the month. Mr.
So
Face.
this is good content. This is good
And of course, we're
content.
coming up soon on that Summer Series, and we're going to be
Optimize
live
me,
streaming
Kevin,
quite a
sudden
few
death.
games. I'm going to say
Wow.
4 final tables.
You should just let us
So we're going to have a lot of bonus live stream action here
I
from
prefer
TCH
this.
Austin,
I prefer this.
TCH Social in Austin. And
Yeah,
sounds like
but
Dallas
I
had a
mean,
great
it's
game
kind of advantage to be the
with
first
one
game.
player
Bullshit.
making everybody have a good night.
All right, sudden death. Next hand.
That happens sometimes.
All right, perfect.
It's a bomb pot. It's a bomb pot.
So once again, we're not going to be able to look at the bomb pot. Unfortunately, we have to reset the numbers on. We're going to try to figure that out from a software standpoint. If there's a way we can track the VPIP, it was brought out that the VPIP is kind of unfair if you get to keep your VPIP from the previous session. You're Manny Fresh and you do 92%, you kind of skated all the way into the end. So we're resetting the VPIP, although now we've got the bomb pots coming up. You see a couple of kings and a couple of aces. Ace king for Modelo, who's got the most of the bottom. See who's got the diamond draw. 6-3 is not much of a diamond draw. Don't know what Brad's other card is. He may have a good diamond draw. And a 7-3, Naya, excuse me, I'm gonna keep trying to get, she does jam with her boat. Her nuts right now, you don't want to see another card. And Modelo calls her up. She doesn't really have anything on the bottom. She could hit another 4. She doesn't have a spade draw.
Ace 7. Jack 4.
It looks like Ace King is going to be good on the bottom.
No way.
And Modelo came from behind. No,
Ace Jack.
no, it's a chop.
Ace 6.
She hated that ace at the end. I don't blame her. The spades got there.
Ah, I had it flop.
You had a 7-3?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Looks like we're trying to figure this out.
On both.
I don't know why they gave it all to Manny. I mean to Modelo, but they did. Y'all help me. Was I looking at that wrong? And what did he have that beat her 7-3?
Fun time.
We're going to post Manny.
Must have had a card read or Uncle T's just falling down on the job. So now we go back to our regularly scheduled insanity. Appreciate all of you in the chat. Chat with us, chat often. Looks like you were chatting while I was gone, taking care of business. I also want to remind everybody, August 6th, we are going to have the second iteration of our Ladies Live. Hopefully Neha will be there.
Whoever doesn't play it.
And I know Mallory's coming down, and hopefully Rebecca again. And we'll have a really good lineup. Samantha's going to be on that live stream as well. Really enjoyed that last time. We'll try to get the word out as much as possible. So I know a couple of people didn't even know it was going on. So we'll try to do a little better marketing this time so everybody knows to watch Ladies Live.
Yes.
On August 6th.
We're on sudden death.
Sudden death mode.
What's sudden death?
For them too. Whoever doesn't play a hand.
I knew it was going to happen. Woo!
At least 7, the best of all these hands. Suited, although Poppy's got my favorite small pair. Poppy, you're going to hit this bad boy in the window. But of course, an all in by Kevin with Queen Deuce. I'm sorry, Kevin with Queen Deuce, all in. And excuse me, I had to duck there. A pig just flew over my head. What the heck? He has adjusted to this game. Playing Queen Deuce and jamming it into Optimize, who's got him crushed from a club standpoint. And he also has one of Modelo's out. Obviously, the equity is a little skewed here because the 5 and the deuce are in the other hand. So they're only playing the king and the queen to beat Poppy. If he knew, nope, he does fold the best hand.
All right.
And like I said, Optimize might get a little Kevin revenge here. Let's see if he holds.
All right. We're looking for that card.
There's the king. That card. And nothing for Kevin so far, and it doesn't matter. So that is a big scooperino.
Yeah, Optimize back up to, I think, his high for the day.
Yeah.
After you got the kings cracked by ace queen.
Now, I want y'all to look at Optimize right now.
Yeah. Just beat this for a second.
He's very happy.
Oh, wait. He's seeking a rebuy.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He was hoping he knocked Kevin out of this game. And I'll tell you why. We had a live stream about 2 months ago where we saw that the deck was just hitting Kevin in the back. And sitting in those same positions, Optimize came up to me after the stream and he goes, man, I just felt like Kevin was busting my chops.
Yeah.
I mean, I was starting to get a complex. I mean, he didn't put it that hyperbolically.
Right,
but
right.
He said, it was like, was he really just pushing me on a hand? So I said, no. He had ace king like 6 times. He had big pairs over and over. Oh, well, it wasn't just me like getting a complex. But I think that he's been here for a while when you feel like a player's run you over.
Yeah. I would rather, at least in terms of the psyche, I'd rather run bad than feel like I just got completely outplayed all day. That's a much scarier feeling.
Yeah, you really have to do a little bit of, I call it poker divorce court, where you kind of have to go through what are the facts really. And everybody has a bit, but did I really play bad? Or did this just kind of was unfortunate and is really not my play? Walk away with your thought process intact. I had last night playing with Theo. I love playing with. He's fun. Just crazy though in PL. And I was chip leader for the first whole half of the tournament, and then he played a hand that he bet dark. So he put a bet out before we even got the cards. And the dealer's like, he goes, it's a blind race. He's like, there's no straddling. This is a blind race. And then proceeded to keep firing at me when I had kings. And ended up making 2 pair kings up. And he hit this club from space to give him the 5-3 of clubs.
Little dangler club
Flush. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Well, when I knocked him out at the break, there was a little bit of satisfaction. A little bit of, I don't want to play with revenge.
Yeah.
But
let it affect.
It enters your mind.
It does feel nice.
So that's what Optimize is feeling right now. He is glad that hand was against him.
I beep it. I beep it.
Kevin will take that. Just gets everybody to fold the king. Deuce suited.
Oh, no, we got 2 more. Did you fold?
No, yeah, but I beep it.
Here's your VPIP.
Early on. I guess they
Actually, still for the 19.
Yeah, they didn't reset it. I guess that's why I could see the bomb pot.
I just have to beep it.
Yeah.
So I guess they decided to let both of them stay, huh?
Yeah, if they were discussing a side game between them, I'm not sure if that's ongoing or not. I do think it's somewhat logical, though. If 2 people tie at the bottom and they're at 64%, they probably earned their way for another round.
Yeah, and you can keep jamming 300. Must be nice.
We certainly wouldn't hate to watch Optimizing Kevin a little more.
No.
It's okay. Eventually,
I'm a little surprised.
we'll get him.
Of course, the number was really high. I'm a little surprised that you were on the cusp.
Trip sevens for a meet.
We'll make him have to
Yep.
beep. Can someone serve him a drink?
That's pretty sweet.
Nobody else much. Kevin paired his 3. Now he's got 3 pair. And he's all in and going to get some bad news from a meet.
Yeah. Who is this Kevin? Who is this man?
We're hands and we're respawning Bruno.
Yeah, drawing dead.
I think he did a 5 or a 3. And he does.
Now that it's still 7s full of 5s.
Come on, play along.
Play
with me.
along.
That's too fair. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. Besides, it's 7s over 5s.
You're lucky to have like kings there or something weird.
Yeah. Drawing dead on the turn.
Kevin just kind of desperately trying to, like we were saying earlier, if you get your head above water up to, like waist deep by winning that first kind of good all in, get yourself to around 1K, 1200.
Yeah, then you got
Seems to be the sweet spot in this game to really have some maneuverability. Although right now, just optimizing Manny and meat all over 1K.
Well, I'm going to go out and take the mask off Kevin and make sure it's really him.
Like, it's okay.
After those last 2
just
hands.
have to, like,
Be sure he's not an AI.
Yeah, or somebody that just got his mask, stole his mask from him in the parking lot.
That's the
Playing
only
loose
problem.
aggressive all of a sudden.
This is mental. I know this is mental.
High table. A little slap for slap.
Actually, I think it's worth pointing out, Optimize is not a great seat really for this game because Manny likes to play a lot of hands and he's raising, so
There you go. There you
Optimize seems to never get that chance to flip out 5 and get credit for his VPIP. It's been more expensive for him all night.
Yeah, it has. Berger is the big hand. JoJo's in the lead. Well, technically in the lead right now. His equity doesn't reflect it. Unfortunately for Berger, both of the queens are gone, so he's drawing pretty much the ace of the diamonds.
This is a bad spot for me. He can do 300 on
Optimize Manny, then optimize Kevin will probably all fold.
No, I
No,
know,
but then he got stacked.
it depends
He
on
kept
the
rebuying.
And it's going to be a flip. Although there's no such thing as a flip. Yeah, all this equity will go over to JoJo on this, so he's going to be, as we say, 56-44. It's not really a flip. Let's have a diamond block. We're going to run it twice.
Fair enough. I'm not mad about it.
King could hit yet, but he does not. So the first one goes to JoJo. That's a nice board. Well,
Lots of
diamonds.
outs for Berger.
And
Wow.
complete clean runouts.
Yep.
That's why it's never
That's
a
how
flip.
we
So
get
many
another
outs on
$300
that turn.
buy.
Flush draw, gut shot straight, 2 overs. Couldn't connect.
How many more you got?
Nice win there for JoJo.
Wasn't me.
Oh, that wasn't you?
You're needling
I was like,
Berger?
is that a weird needle?
Yeah.
I'm actually having more money. I don't have to rebuy.
You know the other thing I like about this game? Look how much fun these players are having.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I tell people this is WWE wrestling,
Is that it?
whereas our tournament tables are golf.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
You know,
Just mix them all up and just
in the
You're
general
changing it to
raucousness,
Yeah, well, that's
enjoyment of the game.
We're done. We're done.
Most of our big tables.
Wait, that's a 1.
Bye-bye.
That's a 1.
Yeah, this game's kind of fries in a milkshake. You shouldn't have it every day, but
I
it's
paid for
really
it.
great.
It is very comfortable.
When you have it.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Especially if you get your fries and milkshake. I don't think we do milkshake. Burger and fries here at TCH.
Not really.
I think it's the Pocket Aces burger, and I forget the name of the other burger that's really good.
We gave it 2 more times on the button.
Yeah, they both got a button. It was a full
There's somebody waiting.
I promise you there's going to be a better way to do it.
I know.
I don't believe we've had the bullets yet, Uncle T.
Have we not? No, we've
Yeah,
had
let us know in
kings
chat
and
if
lots of
we're
queens. And,
Forgetting, but I don't think we've had aces.
yeah, jacks early on, lots of 10s, 9s.
More than halfway through.
Bruno.
Well, I want to point out seat 7.
Oh, boy.
Naya is still here after being the first one out the last couple of. She
Yeah.
came in with a game plan.
Good point. Yeah, she.
And she has weathered the storm that is the silliness of these boys.
Yeah, she went and adjusted her strategy and hanging tough.
10.
Oh, it's
Seen a lot of deuces tonight.
all that needs to come back.
Yeah, the full amount though.
Even if you lose it in 1-2 right now, you still got to bring
How much
it.
is it? 2K, huh?
Nobody count.
2K. All right.
That's so that's it. You can go to a 1-2 table with that?
I can.
They might block that, but I don't. I would block
Jojo doing a little inventory,
it. Even breaking 5. I'm thinking of.
No, never mind.
trying to decide what to do with his 9 high.
That's a good call. I'll make it a 1-2.
If he knew what a meat had, he certainly would continue, but he'll let it go.
We're both going to be back. Hey, just keep me in mind after him.
Yeah.
You saw me losing all those all-ins, right? I was fucking due for a fucking high card, right?
Consolation, I think.
Yeah, at least give me the fucking high card.
See you in a minute, hopefully.
Kevin was like Rocky right now. He's just swinging.
Back to the leaderboards. This is just the last 22 hands, but Manny up the most. And there they are.
All you had to do is speak it into existence.
Aces for the lady. She is first to act. The way this game is played, it wouldn't be a terrible idea just to limp. And it's very rare I'd be saying that. And when she does limp, I love it. And Manny does raise.
The only problem is you could be playing 6 other players. Nope, Manny's going to take care of that, as he is wont to do.
She's going to get a chance to back raise, and she does. Makes it 80. A little small. It's going to be... I'm not sure that's going to thin the field that the way she was looking for.
Is it 80?
Aces are going to have to hang on for dear life.
I'm trying to be. Oh, but yeah, no.
And nobody folds.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Almost 500 in the middle, 6 ways.
This is where you expect to see somebody get 2 pair or trips. Believe me, she's not happy with it right now, playing all of these players with aces.
She only has 140 back, too. She just basically cannot fold.
Amazingly enough, did everybody whiff? The entire table whiffed, and on a rainbow board.
Yeah, the only hope Berger got a gutter. Same thing for 7,
6.
but nobody with much, to your point.
And did she bet? Oh, she went all in.
Very small relative to the pot, and
And
Manny's
he's
just
gonna
going to call.
Yeah, he is doing it.
Kevin called as well. Kevin's all in with the gutter. He hit a 6, trying to build that stack up.
Well, if Nihak can hold after this will be up there with the Miracle on Ice.
Yeah.
This is not a spot you want to be
I
with
just
aces,
can't
but
believe that all of the players whiff. That is so rare that board doesn't hit somebody.
does have a great shot to more than triple up.
Looks like they did kick Optimize off the island.
And Manny just has to call a little, like 45 more.
I can't win 2 times.
Let's run it 2 times.
Yeah, you can put it out for now.
You're way ahead. It's okay. Just once you do it.
Do it 2 times. Say it 2 times.
Let him choose.
2 times, Manny? Okay, 2 times. I choose.
140.
Kevin looking for a 6. Manny needs some kind of runner, 2 pair or straight.
I think they're going to run it twice.
Neha looking for a big hold.
Yeah, was Bruno here or?
She wants twice.
I want twice.
Twice? You want twice.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll correct myself. Neha.
What is that?
Apologies for getting that right.
Ace is up.
Most of the night.
Nice.
Half the pot for Neha.
Nothing for Kevin. This is a scooper
Wow.
pooper.
What a hold. Neha up to over 900 in her stack.
That's a nice little comeback. Ace is held against 6 other players.
If I were her, I would have felt a whole lot of emotions in that hand. You look down in this crazy game at Ace's dream spot.
Kevin gets stacked for the 3rd time? 4th?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part.
Kevin got stacked. For the
yeah, I think
3rd?
this is the 3rd time or so.
So reaching into his pocket for the 4th time.
5.
4, 5. 5 or top. Straight up, top.
What'd you have?
Well, folks, this little T with his partner, Kyle Frisbee. We've got about an hour and a half left in our live stream.
Again, you called and made me call.
TCH Social in
You
Austin.
just fold, I can fold.
VPIP.
Yeah.
Survivor.
Yeah.
Optimized just left the table.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that I'm just totally.
But he left a winner.
No,
I don't know how much he was up. You can't see it now, but he was still up considerably.
Clearly.
New player joining in seat 9. Manny with a real hand, ace queen suited.
And Armand gets one right off the bat, although dominated. JoJo with the 9s again. Made him money last time, and he says, ship it. I learned my lesson.
It's going to be in pretty good shape versus Manny and Armand.
There it is.
And Manny ships it. Armand out of there easily. Big flip.
Me? Up to you.
I was like twice.
9 blocker, the club.
No, one time.
And you can see this one's got a little bit more due to card removal. Manny, the ace jack, obviously taking some cards out of the deck for him.
No, he
does hit the queen.
I'm going to lean on people and then I'm going to.
And he gets 2 pair. He's like we're running it
You were
once.
correct.
Yeah, Manny, or excuse me, JoJo wanted once. It sounded like. I think he's getting a little
He is-
tired of being on that low medium stack. Just wanted to give himself a chance for a full double.
Well, if you play with JoJo, JoJo will tell you, and I think he said it earlier, he's a run it once guy unless it's over $1,000. So that would be just an
No
inspiration.
discussion. I got inspired. That was inspiring. Gotta put your foot down.
Yeah. I mean, let's just push it all in and then let's just chop it up.
Yeah, no more drops.
All right, I want time for life.
For life.
Until tomorrow.
Don't switch it up. We got C4 the one time. Yeah. We got stickers one.
C4 is one timer?
Yeah.
C4 is the biggest 2-timer at the
That's
table.
right. He was
Another
one
one
time.
before that was 3-way all in.
No, only me and you.
Oh, only me. I got you. Whatever you
JoJo adding on.
That's why I came. I don't know. Kevin, so
You know,
twice.
you-
I don't know.
I like it once, but everyone begs me for twice. I don't know.
I usually go.
I'm the same way.
I'm a newcomer to this game, you know?
I'm the same way too. I'm the same way.
But when he goes once, I feel empowered to go once too.
I mean, come on, I go hard apparently. Well, I mean, the point is this: when you get it all in
People discussing the value of running it once.
100%, especially in this game. 100% in this game. Absolutely.
So earlier I was trying to be nice, like,
Armand, King Jack suited. Pretty lucky to sit down to this game and have a couple playable hands, although had to let the Ace Jack go last hand.
King Jack suited is pretty.
So raise to 15 and a bunch of calls until Manny says raise it up again. E3 bets to 80 with 5-4 of clubs. Armand with dominating clubs makes the call. Neha will let the 6-3 go into the muck. Three ways to a flop. 8-9-4, couple of hearts. Pair of fours for Manny is actually going to be good. Checks quickly around, and a king on the turn. Armand now way in the lead. It's got an SPR just over 1. Pretty scary board, and Manny leads into him, and I think Armand's got one choice here. And I'm incorrect. I thought he might jam, but he's just going to flat.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be too worried.
Mixed 2 pair.
See if Manny tries to rep a 10. Nope, he doesn't.
And I think Manny trying to get to his showdown value, and Armand's not going to have any of that. He is all in, and Manny's going to have to let this go. Only thing that might make sense is missed hearts. But you could even have missed hearts that made a pair of kings or jacks. He'll let it go. Nice start for Armand. Wins 330 on his second hand. He's up to just under 800.
Yep, starting off hot. Kevin down 1.1. Our chip leader, Optimize, is gone, so Manny Fresh is now, after quite a turnaround, up 1.5. Started out pretty rough.
Just takes a random triple up, you know, can really turn your night around.
Yeah, yeah.
Those triple ups. It's been a while since I had a good old triple up in a cash game.
Yeah, and the kings for Burger. Yeah, I've had them in the tournament several times, but it's hard to do in a cash game. Maybe a bomb pot.
Burger just $73. So Amit's gonna call ace-9. Actually, wasn't aware Burger had gotten that short. May need to pan over and be sure that's his actual stack.
Yeah, I don't think that's correct.
Didn't
You
get a
would
look
have
at
added
his-
on.
No, it is.
It is
actually
correct.
yes.
He's playing it down at the nub.
Looking for an ace.
Yeah.
Or a jack.
3-9 too bad.
Oh.
Trip 9's
Oh my
runner,
gosh.
runner.
Wow.
What a come from behind.
What a nasty beat for Burger.
I'll be 9.
That's when you have to tell yourself, well, at least I only had $73.
Yeah, well, I'm good. Right now, he's thinking, I'm glad I didn't reload.
Yeah. Would much rather take a beat like that.
You guys like that one? That was good. The runner.
Thank you, Burger. We did enjoy it. Runner for a whole, what, $65, $75?
A whole 70.
He was fun to interview tonight. He's fun at the table. He's animated. He's quick-witted. Funny. I've never seen him angry, ever. One of my favorite people to play with. Don't get to very often anymore.
A little heavier on the two?
Yeah. Sorry, 213. Yes, 213, I'm sorry. 213. Kings are like drawing dead there. On the flop, kings are drawing dead.
From me choosing just to get rid of his jack deuce and not limp,
Check with my people, just to make sure.
could come back to bite him for the VPIP game. And a raise here from Brad with a mystery hand. We'll see it in a moment. There it is, king 10 off. I haven't seen this many pre-flop folds in some time. Manny in there with the Doyle Brunson. Shows Kevin is all in, but he has more than 25 bucks. We'll have to get his stack updated, hopefully. And flush draw for Kevin.
No, I know. We're talking about the.
Oh, wow. Red jumps ahead.
And checks through
Which
Brad.
really wasn't anything other than those draws, although Kevin does have the flush draw with his open ender, so he's got possibly too many odds syndrome.
You have to be so rude, dude.
I do.
You can win.
I do.
You can win.
I absolutely have to be so rude.
Okay, yeah, there's the okay. Took us a second to catch up.
It's gonna be a tough win. Well, like a half chop, reverse chop.
Nico does have bottom pair and he's thinking about it. Does have the big blocker for the diamonds.
Yeah, Manny taking a stab multi-way with really nothing. Once again here.
Don't quite see
little
the
bit
card
spewy.
yet.
Kevin looking for a deuce or a 7. That's a 6 instead. So pair of kings still good for Brad. Kevin checks over to Brad and he bets 50, going for very thin value on the river. I guess not that thin, but he's trying to see if he could squeeze a little more juice out of that orange.
Shoot that 25.
So yeah, I kind of pegged you out on exactly that. Good king. Because you initially raised for 35. I was good. If I was like, hey, Harvey got me just crushed.
Pretty typical of all these hands, if you've noticed, everybody just limping pre-flop unless they got a big hand. And JoJo has got a big hand, but he just calls. Obviously, he's a big believer in Uncle T's philosophy that jacks are crappy and 10s are just crappy jacks.
Yeah, JoJo, yeah, he's all in.
Yeah, well, somebody raised, which is perfect for him.
He's had a lot of these middling pairs and seemingly just hasn't been able to hold.
This is where I've seen this a couple times now. I think JoJo's done it a couple times. You're in an early position, you just limp with a good hand, and you let somebody raise that's trying to get everybody else out of the hand, and then you get the opportunity to fire with some more dead money in there.
Yeah, Manny can think about calling if the stacks are deeper, but it doesn't really make any sense to call off with 5-4 suited there for JoJo's 185.
Yeah, I did that. This is another thing I've noticed. I don't know if you have, probably because you're much more observant and poker smart than I am, but we see these ratios flip a lot. What's happening is we'll have a fairly good pot starting up, limper, maybe a raiser to 25, a couple of callers, whatever. and then somebody jams and takes all the ratios away from it. But what you're getting for what you have to invest suddenly flips on you. So I don't know how much they're thinking about this at the table, where we talk a lot about, well, he's getting good odds here, he's getting 3.5 to 1 or whatever. That does not come up with this game very much. It's so skewed between nothing to everything that really never comes into play, which is kind of nice.
A little bit more like tournament poker.
Yeah, I think in that regard it is. You don't have to think about how many times. One thing I've never heard you say while we're doing a VPIP game, well, he only has to be right here X% of the time.
Yeah, it's true. I say that a lot more on a regular 5-5 game.
And it's a very legitimate observation that is a poker thought for all of us that are sitting in the chair going, okay, how often do I have to be right here to evaluate whether you're getting value for and what percentage of the time is my opponent bluffing? Those thoughts. That ain't happening here.
Yeah, bluffs are virtually impossible in this game. You kind of have to make a hand to try to get paid.
Yeah, they're about as frequent as river bets. By the time we get the river,
it's already all in.
Yeah, we're already deciding you're going to run it once or twice.
Top pair with a decent kicker for Modelo. Middle pair for Manny. He can be sticky in these spots. 160 for Modelo.
I believe.
Don't think Manny's going to be ready to fold for just one bet, but he'll let it go. Good fold.
Handle check. What is it? Huh? Better than handle check?
Amit gonna let this go in a moment, I thought, as he reaches for chips.
Hoppy is quiet with his hand over his mouth. Trying to make it look like he's bluffing, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like Amit thinks something fishy is up with Modelo. Modelo obviously has it in this case. Amit would really just be drawing to some backdoor miracles. Need a turn like the Queen of Clubs or something like that.
And I don't blame him because of this game. He's thinking Poppy has a 7, which means I've got 2 overs and backdoor straight draws.
A lot of interesting turns we could have. That's not one of them.
No, I mean, unless you're putting somebody on 4 or 5. But
so Modelo cannot lose if he doesn't fold.
26 VPIPs.
Modelo just with an SPR of about 0.6.
Oh, you said it.
0.7.
You brought the SPR into it. It's close.
Yeah, Amit check bet fold and Della will take that down.
Amit's overthinking it. Off cards.
Would have been interesting to see how Amit played it if that turn was a club, or especially like the Queen of Clubs where it adds a straight draw.
So I'm going to ask you. So we play similar styles, I'd say. We're not Lottie's and we're not Dante's.
Yeah, right.
We're in the middle. How do you think you do in this game?
In this one?
Yeah.
I think it would. I've thought about this. I think it would be. It's about mindset. I think you'd have to go into it and instead of the mindset of I'm going to try to keep myself out of as many difficult decisions as possible, which is usually kind of your goal when you sit down at a poker table, unless you just want to take a whole lot of very thin margins and you can play a high variance style like that. But I think I would just accept it was going to have to be a high variance style, and I would definitely lean toward value like we said, you're not going to be able to bluff in this. If you're semi-bluff, you're not really semi-bluffing because most of the time you're going to get called by just about anything. So you sort of have to factor in you probably are going to have to make your hand to win.
Yeah.
It's kind of what would be in my head. What about you?
Honestly, I think I would enjoy this game. I don't know how well I'd play.
Looks like fun for sure.
But I sat in for the first couple of hands of the first one because we were player short. And I said, well, I'll hang out here, and just got crushed. But I made one good call and one bad fold, and they both turned out horrible for me. So I think I would enjoy it a lot, but I'd have to put myself in a mode of thinking in terms, simplified terms of where I am in the sequence.
Oh, I can never beat you,
and what does that do to my hand ranges? These guys are not thinking about that this much. I've seen strong positions out of play with terrible cards, strong positions
Come on, man.
in position with bad cards. So I think we started to see people taking advantage of it a little bit, JoJo, and I'd have to think about that. Like I'm just going to limp because I'm in an early position, and then I'm going to crush it when somebody raises. I think although we're kind of in an advantage here. We're sitting here analyzing 3 VPIP survivors. I think we both would do fairly well. Yeah, there's luck. That involved.
Yeah, the more we've watched this, you kind of devise a strategy that you think would work. And Delo's queen is going to play as a kicker, even though Kevin paired his 5.
Counterfeit. There's nothing worse than
Kevin
counterfeit.
stacked again. Yeah, I think the other key too is
Kevin reaches into his pocket again. Sorry.
This is technically a 1-2 game, but you really want to show up this game with at least 1,500.
Yeah.
And tell yourself you're very comfortable with needing to put it all to use, because it seems like you need to get to that one bullet where you get the easy double or even triple up like we've seen tonight, and then you're kind of in business.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, is once you can get that stack built up, then you're much more likely to be able to play your way to get that stack and recover.
And I think topping off is super important in a game like this. Like if you're like Kevin rebought there for the max for 500, I would have chips in my pocket and just, hey, every time I got to 400, add on 100. Because when you do finally make that hand, you have to get max value from it.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be picking up a lot of small and medium pots with bluffing.
And we want to chop it.
Manny fresh here with ace king. And Berger all in with the ladies for his last 150. Over to JoJo, who has an ace. He will let it go.
Give you your spotlight, Pops.
I need you guys to always come from behind.
I'm 900.
One of them is going to.
So a bunch of folds, and over to Modelo. He's got a big hand buster with deuce 3 of diamonds.
That sucks. That really
I'll let it go.
Okay, can I ask for the count?
You can ask for a lot of things, but the count is not.
That hurt more than losing.
His name is Dracula. Dracula.
He's the greatest accountant you ever met. He comes in the night.
You won 3 hands, right? One of them gave
Dracula,
3-way all in.
So Nihao trying to decide what to do with a pair of 4s here.
Or a Monte.
Obviously, she's in decent shape versus Manny, but Berger with the overpair,
Monte Cristo. Dracula.
certainly not a hand she wants to be going to war with. Also has Manny behind her, so she's not closing the action. I think got to let the 4s go in this spot. She may have come to gamble. She'll let it go. Manny will snap and we'll race this one off.
Hold on, does it get changed?
Whatever you want.
Overkill, Manny. You don't gotta go all in like that.
1 and 2. Okay, never mind. Just keep it.
I pocket 4s.
One of your 4s are going to scoop both spots.
Whatever you want.
Twice, you got it. You got it. You got it.
Yeah, whatever you want.
If you turn over a 4.
Yeah, I might hold one. Trust me.
Looks like they're going to run it twice. queens will hold the first board.
Thanks.
Second board, Burger's still good, and it's going to hold both with queens.
You're so fine with it. It's like
Nice hand for Burger. Back in business with
We voted you off.
318.
Review. Hey, just thank you. How many fours hit?
Hey, look, it's the best lead ever. He made money in the
nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not doing
You know what? I want to be like Blake.
he's
As I
joining
said,
the
yeah,
debate.
I'd rather make money and then stay on here. And
Maybe you're right. I don't know.
And while Jesse gets that pot
Hey,
awarded,
he's
give
joining
you your
the-
second to last reminder of the summer series coming this July.
I'm a little jealous of
course.
these little buckets.
Just a couple weeks, or not even to the 15th, to the start of the summer series. 15th through the 28th, 600K plus in guarantees, and the 25K player of the series bonus that's going to be spread amongst multiple players, but first place in the points will receive 10 grand. So a lot of incentive for you tournament grinders to come play as many events as possible. Try to accrue those points. Could pay off at the end of the series. Back to the action, Neha. Eventually I'll get her name right. She's going to limp in with a couple of eights.
I know.
Manny going to raise with Jack-9 off. And a 3-bet from Amit. Ace-9 offsuit. Looks like he got called in 3 spots. So 4 ways to a flop, 9 high, top pair for Amit and Manny. So Amit out kicking Manny. Manny in a bit of trouble here. And Amit wastes no time with top pair. A lot of scary turn cards on this pretty wet dynamic board. So he will go full pot. Over to Neha. Pair of eights, and she will wisely lay it down. And here's a raise, or excuse me, a flat call from Manny. Thought he had grabbed a few more black chips. So Manny's going to call with top pair. Looking for some help, and another 6 on the turn. Does bring in the front door flush. Neither player with a spade, so this could slow the action down a bit.
Fucking nothing. Fucking 12 bullets, 1
And Manny just rips it.
12 bullets, 1 cut.
Wait, none of the main though, right?
Not a fun spot if you're a meat.
So that's why you went back. Specifically for that one.
I didn't go in the first place.
Oh, gotcha.
Asking himself if his opponent would jam with a flush. Typically with a flush, you'd be wanting to extract more value, so this does look a bit bluffy, or like the naked ace of spades.
Nice.
Sometimes players will make this move as a semi-bluff.
Probably would have lost that too.
Imagine.
With the backup plan, if they get called, they can make
Son or high or
an ace-high flush.
I've seen a bunch of
Manny, of course, has been very active, so
locals here that are cashing.
would love to get into a meat's head here.
J4 in the money.
Money bubble.
In the money, yeah. Yeah.
Like who?
Can't tell you.
Trying to piece it together. Manny could also have a 6. Really tough to put players on ranges in this game, especially Mr. Manny. Could have almost any 2 cards in this spot.
Yeah, it's definitely something you don't want to see in this game is a paired board against multiple players. I mean, we're heads up here, but it's so difficult with the ranges that you just can't go through normal. I mean, this has obviously got a spade draw as well, or a spade actuality. It's so hard to put people on hands like you do in a normal 2-5, even 1-2 game. 5-10.
Yeah, I'm curious what you'd say. See, I know that you use bet sizing as a way of gaining some information in your decision-making process. I think the jam by Manny looks more like what he has than a flush, because with a flush you would be trying to get more value. However, stack sizes all in certainly makes sense as well. I think Amit's going to make this call, actually.
This is a biggest spot of the night, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be, I think it would crack biggest spot.
Pretty crazy to have a $2,000 pot and essentially a $300 to $500 buy-in.
And he is moments from making this call.
You know, did you mention the Manny Fresh factor?
Yeah, I think the player type obviously has to play a big factor here. The overbet doesn't look as much like a flush. And now it looks like he might be thinking about folding.
It's just a pretty moist board. Pretty stinking moist. Not fully wet, pretty close.
Sometimes this is, like I had mentioned, just the naked ace of spades. Somebody trying to get you to fold a hand like exactly what Amit has. Backup plan of hitting the flush.
Stream's about to catch up.
Okay, so I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock. We just give a 5-second countdown at the end of it.
I'm just
if you have
curious.
to act by then, the hand will be considered that, starting now.
I'm just curious.
A little bit of a tank job going on here.
Couldn't quite make out what he was trying to ask Manny.
Yeah, I mean, he knows his stack, so maybe trying to get a little information out of him. Couldn't tell what he said.
Makes the call.
Wow.
Very nice. Great spot here for Amit. 22.55. Manny looking for a jack 9 or 6. Does not come. And Amit. Big pot.
2,255. That is definitely our biggest pot of the night.
Definitely call of the night as well. Not a comfortable spot at all. You can tell yourself all the reasons that doesn't look like a made flush or a boat, but there's always that small part of you that says if I flip this call out, he's just going to flip over ace-5 of spades, and I'm going to feel like an
or
idiot.
it's 7-6 of diamonds. You know.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. All good.
Well, Joel did okay too.
I know.
No.
Everybody's
It did. It did.
Everybody's done right.
So
Except for Kevin. You fucking suck.
only because the reason why I called flop is only because the VPIP. Yeah. They have nothing against you. So
I'm fucking
I was thinking about.
You gotta click flop though.
I was kind
As
of
soon as I saw Kevin Clark.
Yeah.
I was getting close to calling.
But
I'm not real sure what JoJo was kind of schooling Amit on. JoJo is a dealer and very, very conscious, and I like playing poker with JoJo a lot. Be very conscious of something, and maybe just giving them a little bit of pointer or something.
Yeah.
He's got some eyes under his belt.
Couldn't tell what it was though.
Are you an ace-9 against crack 8?
Back to the action. We've got about an hour or so left. See a lot of you watching live.
Yeah, I love it.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel.
It was so much smaller.
No, I know.
Also understand it'll be easier to navigate going forward. We'll show the different location streams in the titles, make it a little bit easier for you to find the stream you're looking for, especially if you want to go back and watch one that you or a friend played on.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the interview part of this that we're developing. You're going to interview next week for our Big O game with Greg Vale. You'll have a nice interview with Greg and probably our girl Samantha, our favorite poker player in the world, and just got back from an extended absence. We're happy to get her back in the booth too. She'll be calling the 250K final table with you.
Looking forward to that. Part of the summer series.
Yep, the final. I'm trying to think, was that the 25th?
It is.
Yeah, 25th, Monday the 25th. Mark on your calendars for that. That'll be a lot of fun. Big final table with Kyle and Sam in the booth.
Manny's taking a stab here, and I think this is going to work.
Yeah.
It's a tiny pot, but brave stab. It'll work this time.
Well, we should be coming up on another elimination here in the next 5 minutes. See who gets the boot.
Kind of tough to tell who might be coming up the rear in terms of VPIP.
You get less action. Less action. Yeah, we get less action.
Yeah, we allow one shadow and then we're shadowing for the button every hand.
Burger with a couple of eggs.
Yeah.
Pretty fresh off his double up a couple of hands ago. Dello in there with a couple of threes.
A little over 2K in overlay, looking at about 3,500 to first place. Only 33 players remain at this point.
Five ways to a flop. And there is an open ender from Modelo. Overpair for Burger is good at the moment.
Yeah, Manny picked up a 5 and makes the bet as he's wanting to do. Looks like 90.
Get out there.
426 behind that.
Kevin, 2 overs, backdoor draws, gut shot. Looks like he'll make the call.
You know how crazy I am. You gotta run it back by. We got all the to get all the shit on. Jesse gets it. Oh,
yeah, Manny's going nowhere, or Modelo's going nowhere.
Neha will fold. Neha. You know, the problem, Uncle T, with that is I'd been calling her Neha in my head forever because I play with her all the time and I see her name on the. So apologies to Neha.
Well, so was I until Angie, my friend, gave me the proper Indian pronunciation. And every time I say it, she corrected me for about 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck, sir.
She's a good teacher.
Good luck.
So Kevin turns top pair, and he's all in for 350. Manny also all in. And Modelo in pain with his open ender.
Yeah, he's in significant pain. I think this is a fold. I mean, pretty clearly.
Yeah, pretty good sized pot if Modelo makes this call. As it stands, Kevin set up to basically
Manny drawing
triple.
so thin. See what kind of disaster Jesse brings.
Queen or 5. Oh, and the queen for Manny. Brutal river for Kevin. Got it in as a big favorite.
Oh my gosh.
The final queen, wow, what?
Manny will scoop that one up with a smile. 11:35.
Who is this poor Kevin? He's not near the play. I think this imposter Kevin, whoever's under that mask, he's just not as good a poker player as the normal Kevin. How much was that hand for?
11:35.
11:35. Yeah, that's
river 2 pair for Manny.
Oh, that's so sneaky. And Manny is, where is Manny on this list? Oh, yeah, I guess he would be in first place now that Blake's gone. Blake will be coming in a minute as our replacement player for whoever gets kicked off the island.
Threes? Yeah, threes.
Oh, we got a return of Blake?
We have the return of
I think
Optimize.
this is the first return. Makes sense.
Yeah, we usually get one at the end because it's hard for people to sit around for 3 hours hoping to get in this game and then only play for an hour. So we generally only have 2 or 3 substitutes. And I know that we had a couple of players that were very much involved with the 2-5 game, and it was evidently pretty juicy because they declined to come over. So.
Here's your VPIPs. Manny, 87% this go around.
Did we have the VPIPs up for a second?
Just a moment. Did not see who was coming up the rear in VPIP, but Manny up top. Neha, suited ace jack. Neha. If y'all could see, Uncle T gives me a look every time I do that.
Yeah, only because it worked with me. Angie did the same thing. That's the only way. Neha. We're just too redneck for our own good. That's the problem. We're too Texan.
Working in tech, I've worked with a lot of international names. I'm a little disappointed in myself.
You know, I wouldn't beat yourself up about it. I said it to her face so many times. I want to apologize.
I'm sure I've called her Neha.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
She never corrected me. She's such a sweetheart. She never corrected me.
She's 3-bet, and as happened with her aces, which miraculously held, she 3-bets and has been called in 3 spots, and it's over to Modelo. And he's getting a crazy price, so he's going to call. So 5-15 in the middle, 2 a flop, and that's the nuts, folks. Neha just rips it with the nuts.
Good luck.
And really nobody with anything to call here. Definitely would have liked to see her slow down and maybe even check the flop or go really small, but the jam is just going to get everyone to fold, and she's just going to take down what was in pre-flop.
I think high diamond.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done, actually.
Definitely would have favored going for either value or you hit that flop so hard. Sometimes you have to check and allow your opponents to catch up or feel like they have some sort of shot in the hand. But as played, she'll take down a nice pot. She's up over 1,100.
It's okay. Just play better. It's fine.
That's true. One more time. One more time.
You're fine. You're fine.
I'm fine. Just sip.
Hey, you know what? Someone might not have believed you.
A couple of 8s for Brad.
That person would be like blind maybe, or the whole table didn't for 100 and you flopped the nuts. Oh my goodness.
Manny, JoJo, Brad going to see a flop. 9 high. Pair of 8s still good. Just 1 overcard for Brad. And he is going to c-bet.
I should have just checked.
He's like, I gotta call 2K with a fucking knife.
Manny with bottom pair, not ready to fold just yet.
Come in, 40. Is it early?
He will make the call.
Fuck the rest of your chips.
You have really jumped. You have really jumped.
2600.
Let me see the rest of your chips.
Oh, he's about to jump in with that?
Would you have really jumped if I just checked?
That's fucking funny.
Would you have really jumped?
JoJo getting 5 to 1, makes the call. Another 7 on the turn. Checks around real quick, and King on the river is going to give JoJo the check mark. Manny will stab, and that's most of JoJo's stack, so it looks like he's going to put the rest in.
You check. I guarantee something's betting.
No, he just flats. He's trying to get a little more action.
You had the worst players in the box.
He runs too good against me.
Nice hand for JoJo.
Somebody else.
Everybody's like, what? Yeah. Why aren't you shoving
I
there?
thought you
Yeah.
meant this wrong because you're standing in
Oh yeah, that's how I run bad, bro.
I get it. I know.
Look, these are the final ones, right?
Hey guys, sorry I run bad. That's why I didn't push over. Yeah.
Here's our
I
VPIPs.
have
Manny
one
up top,
money.
88%, and Armand way down at 31. So Berger also toward the bottom, 56.
I think Blake, you come back to your sixth spot.
888.
Oh, yeah. You went 57.
15% more.
64, baby. I think I had 69. I had 69.
Oh, danger zone.
It's your first time. We'll figure it out next time.
Yes, we got Blake coming in now.
You are not the father.
Back to the same seat.
That's a good thing.
What are you doing here? What are you doing? Hey, check your seat.
So it looks like Armand at 31% is going to be leaving the table.
I just forgot you were even here. You came in on his super big hands up.
You left like 2,700, right?
Oh, he's got it.
1977.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll accept that number. We'll accept that.
Anything under 18 though, we're gonna quit.
Anything more than me. Anything
We thought like 2K was the minimum.
Yeah. That's fair.
So players and our dealer Jesse taking a moment to get things sorted out before we proceed. Armand taking a moment to rack up.
Find a way to get yourself paid again.
Maybe me.
No responding.
Which is fine by me because we need a little break because Uncle T's got cheesecake.
Does look phenomenal.
I always get the chocolate and the berries on it, which I tell Chef all the time. The only way that I will ever stop talking to him, because he does a great job, is if he stops offering the cheesecake. That would be a deal breaker for me.
Cheesecake is a Mount Rushmore dessert.
It is
for sure.
It is for sure. What's Abraham Lincoln on that one? On the dessert Mount Rushmore, who's number one?
Oh.
1900.
Oh, I guess Berger stayed in. Okay, all right, yeah. So Blake goes back to his original seat. I had the seat wrong. I actually had to go out. I'm sorry. I was telling my partner a lie. I had to go out and get the player, and I guess Berger was just away from this table. So I told Blake he's going to get to be on the other side of Kevin.
Oh yeah,
but that wasn't true.
They're all on there.
So Optimize rejoining the game. Looks like he will be buying it for what he left with.
It's a regular game.
It's a regular game.
No, it's not.
Well, nobody's going to get kicked off.
Definitely not.
No, you just kick it off.
Well, fine, play however we want. No one's getting kicked off.
Why not?
Oh my gosh!
He'll raise it up.
I'm sorry. I'm just getting distracted by this cheesecake, folks.
Yeah, but to answer your question, I wouldn't hesitate too much to say cheesecake is my Abraham Lincoln. What's yours? Peach cobbler's up there. Apple pie.
Yeah, I mean we're Texans. Peach cobbler.
You can go back to your comfort zone.
You know, it might be this cheesecake. Because I've had cheesecakes, I was like, yeah, I'm okay with that.
We would hate to lose you again.
I always loved angel fruit cake as a kid with something good on it, like strawberries and cream. So, Chad, what is your Mount Rushmore desserts, or just your top, your goat of desserts?
Get thrown around. I'm all over the place.
I like anything with blueberries, blueberry pie.
Yep, I do love blueberries. I like things that offset the sweetness in desserts. Like pecan pie. I want one bite. To me, it's just like a mouthful of candy.
You know, I've never done pumpkin, never done rhubarb, and never done pecan pie. Go ahead. Sweet potato
Rhubarb I
pie?
like because it's tart.
Sweet potato pie? I grew up around a lot of black culture. First time I had that, I was like, oh my gosh. I thought it was going to be like pumpkin. No. Pumpkin's got nothing on sweet potato pie. That's a real East Texas thing. You can get into a big fight over whether it's pumpkin or sweet potato pie.
So big bet here from Manny. He's going to try to get Modelo off a hand just like he has.
No?
Really dynamic board, tough to continue. And Manny gets a fold from Modelo. Nice move.
Yeah, pecan pie was one of my dad's favorites.
My dad as well, actually.
So the holidays, they grew up in this part of the country. It's pecan trees everywhere, so it was a fairly inexpensive pie to make if you were making it from scratch. That's what my grandma always told me. And I was so spoiled though. I was the only nephew with 5 nieces in one side of the family, and my grandmother would come out at Thanksgiving and say, "Now, Tom, Tom does not eat pecan or pumpkin pie, so you can't touch the chocolate pie or the cherry pie until he gets a slice." And my dad would look at her and go, "Stop spoiling that boy," you know. But yeah, I was not into those others.
That's pretty strong.
Just some limping so far. Wow. At least I'm getting where I noticed right after.
Your delay
wasn't
is
noticing it at all.
Yeah, your delay is
Can
important.
we get 9 against 1?
Your reaction time is much better.
Manny raising Jack 4, the robbery, and optimized
Yeah.
with a real hand. He's got ace queen off.
Okay.
We'll 3-bet to 50.
Hey, you had a spot, Bruno. I don't know what the fuck.
All right.
What, you gonna vote? Go 40 and vote?
Looks like Neha has made the call. It's 5 suited.
That was literally a split second.
I believe that.
A little faster all the time. Ace high board, all clubs. Top 2 for optimize. Manny does have the jack of clubs, so that would be the second nut club. Optimize flicks out a $100 bet, and Manny not going to fold the second nut flush draw.
Hey, cheers to Blue Carousel.
Blank on the turn.
If there's any fucking... Cheers to Kool-Aid.
Blue number 5.
Optimize bets 2/3 pot, gets a quick call.
Doesn't even hesitate with Jack 4. Okay, watch very carefully to see if his purse or his back or something vibrates in the middle of his hand. No,
Queen on the river.
It's just a boat for optimize. There was nothing but the king that he could get on that river anyway, but I guess he could get club.
JoJo thinks that's a fun card.
Optimize went from praying he didn't have a flush to praying that he did have a flush.
Hey, Sweat. Oh, my. Oh, this guy is so good.
Wins a nice pot.
Blake kind of optimized, kind of picking up where you left off.
Yeah, do almost 2,400. That'll be a new high.
You have to buy it for 100.
Well, yeah, I was thinking like there's a king is straight, and Jack is like the
He's got all the time in the world.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that.
I'm trying to get rid of time. I'm trying to give away
exact
time.
card. I guess you had
This time I know.
it must have buried itself in your subconscious.
Heaven down 1.6 days. Just
No, is it Thursday? I know, is it Thursday now?
not had the best go of it so far.
Yeah, you called me up for Thursday.
No, I don't know. I was trying to like go conservative. Yeah. Give me a Thursday. Let's see it.
It's hilarious.
She's a whole new player. Her VPIP is like obscene. Last time, she came late, right?
JoJo all in, ace jack. Gonna try to pick up some of this dead money.
You know, he's gotten really good at this. I mean, here he is, the big blind. Somebody raises 30, gets a couple of calls, and he just jams his big hands. Now, at that time, he did not check because he was big blind, and he had to wait for it to come around to him. But this has been very effective for JoJo.
Easy peasy.
I think this is probably going to pick him up about $130 in dead money. Unless somebody just chooses to gamble.
Oh, like
What, this table?
Yawning, but he's yawning. I thought it was like,
Yeah, everybody out of there, so nice win for JoJo.
I just want that button right there.
Pretty good result with ace jack offsuit.
What did he get the button for? What did they pass around the yellow button for? Do you know?
Oh, can we get one back there?
Did not hear of that side game. Might be winning hands in a row, but
Okay, I was playing one, two.
we'll see.
I'm going to go find out.
Uncle T with a little investigative reporting coming up.
Commentator, you came and grabbed it. I mean, if you want me to get up there. Okay, yeah.
So, let's do 7 10.
1-2-5. This is the VPIP game.
Jumping the list.
No, that was true. That was
Must
true.
not have the lowest VPIP, otherwise you will have to leave the table. Player leaves the table each hour. Driving some wild action every week, and tonight no different.
Yeah, I even helped with one. I couldn't find it.
Did you say that?
Another ace queen, this time for Manny. He's been raising a lot of pots. Could get some lighter action based on his table image.
Yeah, there was someone else, but it wasn't him.
Bruno!
He's going to make it 65.
Not bad.
I got it. That 65.
Folds around to JoJo.
Whatever you want. You pick one.
And wow, no action from Manny with ace queen.
Little king-queen action.
King queen? Always. Very nice, very nice.
Just going to take down the blinds in a limp.
Stand by, they're ready for me. Jesse. I like how you gave me this already. You know what these guys.
Man, if you understand, like I see all your cards through your glasses, like mirror glasses. Like, I think they made a joke about Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian with the mirror glasses joke.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't matter that she has no idea what she's doing, but
Neha,
worse that
queen 10 of spades. And Kevin, rough night so far. He has the ladies. He'll raise it up. And a meet, the Bullets, 3-bet to 235, and just another cooler spot for Kevin materializing. Manny will fold the 9-6. Back to Kevin with queens. He'll put the rest in, and back to JoJo with just 9-3 of spades. He will fold, and Kevin going to be in rough shape here, looking for a queen.
Flip. It's not nice.
He called you.
9-10 jack, that will help. More outs, and that's a straight for Kevin. What a brutal beat for a meet. Kevin gets the double up with the flops open-ended, and it gets there immediately on the turn.
Better to be lucky than good. That's what they say. Better to be lucky than good.
Like the whole time you left, like.
Really? If we agreed, I would have flipped it, but you didn't say anything, you know? No, there was no agreement, right?
No, so for cash, I put he. No, I put he. Oh, that's fair. Okay, yeah.
You're right.
No, yeah.
I didn't think about that.
You're right.
If you said that, I would have flipped them. I didn't think about that. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I apologize. I should have flipped them. You're right.
1,000%. Correct.
I should have flipped them. You're right.
Optimize a couple of 10s. He'll make it 75. That will set off a string of polls.
Wow. I like how you looked all around before you folded that.
All the way around to Manny, and Manny is going to make the call with 10-6. Ace King 9, not the flop Optimize was looking for. Quickly checks through. Manny with a quick bet on the 4 of spades. Optimize will call into a river. Does give Manny a pair. Might prevent him from bluffing again now that he has showdown value, but he's going to bet 115. Looks like this may work.
Wow.
Optimize getting pretty good odds to call, though. Does not have to be right very often. And he agrees, and he's going to be right this time. He'll win a nice spot.
Oh, no! God damn it.
Wow.
Manny almost getting the bluff through, but I think if he sizes up a little bit more there, Optimize probably gets away.
Manny, you took your button.
But nice call by Optimize.
That was mine.
Way to go, Justin.
Apologize for stepping away. Had a little bit of a controversy. A player that thought he was going to be included on the table that didn't, and we couldn't find him.
Yes.
But that just reminds me to tell everybody, if you want to play on the live stream here at TCH Social Austin, get in contact with Kristen or myself, or call up the front desk and let us know. We can get you on the live stream. Next week is kind of a close off. Is this my mic that sounds terrible?
Yeah, getting some feedback that the mics are off. Let us know if this is me, Kyle, and
Describe off.
let us know if it's Tom or Kyle or both that are not
Maybe just the rasp that I have as a voice right now. My head cold. So if you'd like to be on the live stream, please let us know. We have a private game kind of set up next week for Greg Vail, the author of Scoop. And I'll continue this after the hand.
Yeah, Manny in there again, King 10. He will raise it up.
More Modelo. Oh, in? Yeah. 7, 8.
Pretty humble his opponents. But Kevin just rips it with King 9 for 1,028.
What do you guys think? I don't know what they're into.
It will be interesting when it gets back to Manny, because Manny actually dominating Kevin.
That's, if I was saying Froggy, just heads up. No, yeah.
Static on our mics. All right, well, we will share that with Cooper. Let him know. Make sure that we don't have a loose
call, you're
cord.
going to win. That's the sick part.
We had a little problem early on. We couldn't hear the table, so maybe it's related to that.
About 965.
No, I'm good. No snap call. I'm good here.
About 965.
Just go ahead.
That works. Maybe more.
I want to keep my win ratio.
So Manny going to mull this over. Would be in great shape if he makes the call, but King 10 off is not a hand you love calling jams with. It's going to be dominated by a good portion of Kevin's range that he would do this with. Of course, this has been a bit of an odd night for Kevin, so his range could be kind of all over the place at this point.
I'm telling you, he's a robot. He's a bot. It's not really Kevin.
Correctly, every time. Correctly.
Manny just 306 behind, but actually it looks like he's got more like 430, a little bit more.
Show him do 7.
Kevin not going to show him that he had him
We'll
pip.
see it later. We'll see it later.
How do we sound now, guys? We played with chords a little bit. Is it my mic, our mic?
Got a better already.
Kyle's? Better already? Okay, we may have had a loose cord on Kyle's mic. I said you had a screw loose. I didn't know it was going to be a cord screw.
Everything's coming loose.
Every which way but.
Well, he was showing you his hand.
All right, it was our hand. Our hand.
I like R.
Let's all hold that.
I like R.
Just for a second.
So this is our last half hour. We want to thank all of you for being here for the VPIP Survivor, which has been a lot of fun.
Did you really have King 9? And you're claiming that's your hand?
TCH, social, and also.
I told him I took it.
You're taking his hand?
And who am I again?
Hold everybody's hands.
Tom Gardner? America's favorite uncle.
Thank you. Damn it. Tom Gardner. Now I'm outed. Now
I used to
everybody
do a
knows who I
better
really
job
am.
of remembering the America's favorite uncle. Bunch of checks through on the turn and not quite. Bet of $10 and everybody's going to call. Six on the river is going to give Neha a straight.
You did it. You
I
finally
did it.
crossed the stream.
I am bursting with
Folks,
pride.
it took 3 hours and 30 minutes exactly.
It only took 96% of the stream, but I finally got it.
You know,
Quick learner here in the booth.
You know, we're products of the Texas public school system. We don't learn fast. Know how.
I saw an article that said that oftentimes people with a higher IQ process information slower because they're considering more options that a less intelligent person wouldn't be able to comprehend or consider. So now, you know, if I ever short circuit and I have a little bit of a tough time, you know, getting to the answer, I'm saying, well, it's just, clearly it's because I'm so intelligent that it just takes me a little longer because
Look at how much money he has.
processing.
It's all in play, I promise.
You know, I come from the old school, and we used to, you know, I remember my first grade year, they did all this testing. Now, I'm not going to say when this was, but it was a long time ago.
A beautiful gift,
Epochs
packaged
ago.
up and delivered.
And they put us in 4 different classes in the first grade. The gazelles,
Do you want a tip? I'll give you a tip.
the deer, the bears, and the turkeys,
You must have had something really good.
based on test scores.
Huh?
You must have had something real good.
Did you see what I
I
showed
thought
my
that,
hand?
you know, what my mom told me that later, and she brought it up, teacher, what
I
are
had
you
a
doing?
7.
You're putting the slow kids in with the turtles. Why don't you just put a dunce cap on them like they used to do in the
Right.
1930s?
Why would I do that?
Yeah, seriously.
So,
You're just like betting big and
slow
like
is
6
sometimes
people. I
too
mean,
slow.
Yeah, it, I think in general, smarter people often process things a little faster.
Well, on the behalf of all the people that were in the turtle class with me, I'm just learning to speak fast. And don't think, because it's not my strong suit. My dad used to say, don't think, son, you're working without tools.
Yeah, 4-bet from Kevin. He's going to try it again. He's got
you're
king,
never
queen
calling
off.
with worse, but I'm just screwing myself.
It was a little situation where you just
Second time he's faced off with Manny, and Brad says enough of this. He goes all in with ace-10 off, and he's ahead.
By the way, the original reason I went out there is they are playing the win 3 hands in a row game.
Okay.
Fireman's game. I never understood why it was called Fireman's game.
Neha has to win 2 more
Baccarat?
hands to be paid.
Yeah, she's not going to win this one, so it's over.
All right, yeah, there you go. There's your DJ.
Friendly 25?
Why not?
Yeah.
How many? So the rest of the game, or?
Sure. which side do you want to pick? A certain side, or you want to go alternate?
Sure, these players have been paying attention. Not a whole lot of reason to think Brad is doing this particularly light. And actually,
Fair enough. How about this? I'll pick the first one. I'll pick which
oh,
side.
and we're told the static is
you
back,
decide
so we're
next
going to
time.
see if we can do something.
So are
about that.
you hearing this when Kyle speaks or
Okay,
when
how about
I
this?
speak?
I'll take
Or
I'll take
both?
this side. You take that side.
So I'm going to speak a little bit. Tell me
25.
as he tries to mess with this
Well,
cord.
We'll do.
He's going to pull.
It's like 60.
Yeah, he pulled mine as well.
Can you tell me if it was
You can tell that it's one or the both of us.
Game you're going to do 1 full hour.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Sometimes maybe just fiddling with it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like in the old days, hit,
Well, I was looking
give it a
for
couple
something
hits with a
like
hammer.
One side.
Let us know if it's better.
Dude, I did this
Can
one time.
fiddle with a couple more things. Try to not close tonight out with a lot of static. Being told both. Okay.
Yeah. Well, folks, we're going to go dark for a second and reboot the box.
Yeah, we'll be back with y'all as soon as we can here.
I learned that Baccarat was like a flop game as well.
Yes,
so I was
yes,
like,
I think that has a chance to help. Let us know now.
If that doesn't work, we'll actually cut the box off and plug it in, which we've had to do with feedback issues in the past.
I think that might have just been more for our ears.
Yellow butterfly off, no.
No.
We're just doing the fire game.
Doing the fireman game.
Why'd you show me the ace, man?
Fireman.
So it looks like everybody folded. Brad wins.
We have all 3 buttons.
And yeah, before our tech issues, I was going to say that would have been at the bottom of his range where he would have made that move, in my opinion, if I were at this table.
It was very
You know, we haven't called his game.
Yeah.
When he's kept
well done.
there is a
Jesse,
He is up
Jesse,
to
for what it's
35.
worth,
That was a
I
big-
heard that near silent.
Good little win.
I did hear. I heard every word. And the box is checked.
Way North, let us know if it
box is
helps.
checked.
We have
You're a good dealer.
restarted a couple things.
Yeah, I took my shoe off and whacked the box.
JoJo Queens.
I had your hand.
Have we only had the aces that one hand?
That's my hand. I had your hand.
I think we may have had it twice. But
Lots of
Your
queens
hand.
today.
You folded King 10. You don't like King 10.
just a limp from JoJo. And Manny obliges and raises 10-6 suited. Manny down to just 200 behind, if that's correct. JoJo with the back raise 3-bet. This is usually a big hand, but tough to tell in a wild game like this. And Manny just jams with 10-6 suited.
That's Mr. Manny. He's done this twice now. He's a really good player.
Yep. Good luck.
And I have to say, the way JoJo's run, if he does not hold here, oh, and there's a 10.
Yeah, it gives him some chances.
Clubs now.
Nope.
JoJo holds. Boy, it's never easy.
Y'all just want to give the seat to him?
I do not know.
Y'all talking about the guy?
Who?
Ringo Starr.
Oh. He was the Rolling Stones, right?
Oh, don't even look at me that way. Don't even. That was a joke. He knows exactly.
I want you here.
Uncle T just shot me a look that could have burned a hole through a piece of paper.
Wait, he was. I knew you were doing that on purpose because you had that fly look in your face.
Yeah, we're sorry about the static. I think if we restart the browser, it might fix it, but I'm a little afraid we wouldn't be able to come back. So we might just have to tough it out the last 10 or 15 minutes here.
I got a 4.
I want 500.
Okay, look. So I'm scooping, but he wants 500. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
He had less than what I had, right?
I think we had to do like
But barely.
NASCAR and just
I have 3.
let the
I'm
sound
glad you won, bro.
take over for a while.
Yes, and you
on this.
did win. Yes,
I
you
know.
did. Yeah.
I'm glad you won.
Well, JoJo's doing the talking for us for a
I
moment.
would hate to try to just
Which side do you have?
He has this side. Hour
Make
left,
it
you're right.
healthy. Well, no, you still
Don't
got
explain yourself to him.
Yeah, that might be my mic because I did adjust it down. Let me turn it up a little bit.
This is definitely one of those games where if you walk away and you're around even or maybe down a little bit, you're just thinking to yourself, gosh, if I could have just caught 2 or 3 hands, it seems like I could have a great night. But
By the way, WC
sometimes variance is not in your favor. It's just kind of been the case for Kevin and JoJo tonight.
And that's why when people ask me, why do you like yellow, why do you like bomb pots? Because I've been making money in bomb pots for the last month.
I'm not necessarily a Lannister.
It's like it's my happy place. Most of the decisions are made for you. In this kind of game, it's even more extreme. You just got to play with the hyper aggressiveness, but it's still hold'em, which makes it really difficult. You know, you can sit as I did the other night before the PLO game tournament. Sat, just card dead, and paid the $5 idiot tax. But they're the aces.
Yeah, I know, but I have.
And JoJo shows.
Yeah, poor Burger, he waits around for ace king and runs straight into aces.
That's always a stinker. And he's thinking about calling.
The person directly next to him too. That always stings a little extra.
Thank you. I don't want to get
Too much for Manny to call.
Oh.
Manny does love these spots though, where there's 3 ways and he's getting some kind of crazy odds. He'd be in pretty rough shape if he makes this call though.
Oh, that's sweet. Optimize. Manning the dealer is working much harder than he is.
Yeah, you know what? I'll get you that for Christmas.
Yeah, thanks for giving us that. Wait, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sure it's this box. We had trouble to start off tonight. Actually, that was operator error. What my boss used to call a picnic, which is problem in the chair, not in the computer.
Oh, nice.
Manny out of the way.
You don't need to volatilize the S.
Whatever you want, sir. You said nice.
JoJo set up nicely to win a pretty good pot. They are going to run it twice.
Oh, wasted to get out.
I know.
It's always the first one.
All diamonds. Burger diamonds are covered.
I would have won the second one, by the way.
How about a boat? That was all JoJo all the time.
Not very sweaty. Always nice. I'll get JoJo up over 1K. He's snapped.
And we chopped it. We chopped it. I would have won the second one. I would have won the second one.
He's still down 144. Been a real up down night.
Hello.
Kind of that way for everybody. Only Kevin has been consistently in the hole. And Optimize consistently up.
Yeah, I mean, Optimize, the only flip in the road for him was Kings versus Ace Queen when he got
Shout out to my girl,
Hey, yeah. Nice stack for her.
$747.
Tone deaf Jojo. Tone deaf Jojo.
Yeah, she may need a quiet place after this.
Yeah, or maybe some Snyder Street.
Hey, look, that's why it's over here. You can't hear what I'm saying.
As much as she loves poker, I wouldn't be surprised if she's over at a 1-2 table later.
Yeah, she's a machine.
Loves to play.
Wait a second. He said if he.
Speaking of Neon, she will raise 5-4 clubs, and Manny on his 3-bet tear, he's got 6s.
I mean, it's still just 160.
Flat call from Kevin.
I mean, it's not like it exponentially.
Queen 9 of clubs.
So you're. Oh. What do you have to do?
No, not all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're winning 35% of people's stacks.
He asked if you're all
JoJo making the call as well.
Oh, yeah.
He thought about it too. Because he said it.
I figured you're nervous.
Yeah, but the stacks
4 ways to a flop.
right now.
206 in the
I
middle.
understand your kind of demented logic.
10 Jack 4 open ender for Kevin. Backdoor clubs. Pair of fours for Neha. JoJo and Manny basically miss. But sixes actually still good at the moment, but Kevin with half the deck is outs. Equity leader. Manny takes a stab. Definitely no folding for Kevin. He will call.
Yeah, backdoor clubs, open-ended.
Neha and JoJo all about 1K effective.
Identity showing. I don't even, you know, I respect him. I don't even know his real name. I think it's Oliver or something. Mr. Oliver. He's to me.
All right, we got him out.
Nice lay down by Manny. Manny and Kevin have gone to battle tonight, but I think once you see that bet call, it's pretty easy to get away from bottom pair. Manny all in and called by Kevin. Sixes are going to be good.
This is not what Kevin's night.
Wow.
Bing bong. Oh! Bing bong. Oh shit.
Wow. A little over $1,000 headed Manny's way. Miraculous hold from the sixes.
Kevin live is taking so many hits. Against wise man.
Yeah, he's taking direct, taking strays. He's just nothing really gone right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Very close proximity.
It's too hot right now.
I wasn't hitting hands before the last two, so I want to do something different. Look, it's fine. Like, if I can win some hands and then give you 25, I'm okay with that too.
We're at the top of the hour here at TCH Social Austin. I'm Kyle Frisbee, joined by Uncle T here in the booth. Be with you guys to the conclusion of tonight's stream in a few more minutes. We'll likely end on a bomb pot.
I don't know.
Maybe they chose for us not to play bomb pots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how do you do the bomb pots to reboot?
Yeah, producer will let us know by all means. If you haven't liked or subscribed, please do that now. T and I would appreciate it.
Performer, talented artist.
Queen Jack Trey.
That's got the nuts.
Good. You gotta like it. You gotta like it. My kicker. Well, my kicker's better.
Spades.
You
definitely got a bigger zero for sure.
Check through another spade on the turn.
Two pair breakers. He is just getting stronger and stronger, but spades are a little scary, especially with everybody has one. He does turn the Dutch.
It's going to go 1/3 pot.
Pretty
Quick call from Neha. She has nuts. Danny.
It's either you bet on the back.
Spade does roll out
On the player. That's it. That's it.
Like the house isn't even fucking here. Like just that's what I mean or whatever.
Everybody shows
They optimized a little bit now.
Yeah, manages to hold the bottom two.
whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Work out another third pot bet.
Like if you're in the high limits and doing one-on-one, don't
It's going to have to give it up. Just as you.
I love
Yeah, because they're
Just start up a weekly Baccarat game.
great.
Start up a weekly Baccarat game. We go play.
No, Baccarat is great too. Like that's, they make the least amount of money in terms of, yeah.
Yeah, that's why they have,
Percentage-wise.
well, that's why they have like fees in case you're doing like big stakes one-on-one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they have commissioners.
How did they get a house engine? How did they even get the
Oh, nice spot for Manny. Attempting a bluff and gets snapped off there by Manny. Looks like we may have another technical difficulty. This might be the end of our night on the team.
Maybe. Yep.